Your daughter confesses and Alex Cooper collects. Her Unwell account is running girls' trips confessions right now. Anonymous stories. Real girls. One made out with a stranger in Miami and told her parents she was mugged to explain the missing wallet. Her words. The truth is never coming out. Another signed an NDA in a hotel suite in Vegas. This is hookup culture with a business plan. Alex Cooper spent a decade selling it as freedom. Now she's built a 9-figure empire collecting the receipts. She gets the views, the ad money, the brand deals. The girls get the story. They're not the customer, they're the product. I spent 25 years watching where hookup culture ends up. It doesn't end at the airport. What happens in Vegas has never once stayed in Vegas. The lie always came home. A phone, a receipt, a friend who talks. These girls are being trained to believe secrecy is a skill, and someone is getting very rich running the academy.
Hey guys, welcome to Access Vegas. As you guys heard it, nothing stays in Vegas. Everything you do in Vegas stays on the internet. We have Spencer Hecht here. Welcome, Spencer.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming out here and checking us out. There he is. We got that right there. Yeah, let's do one more.
That's what Bonnie XO said to Jelly Roll. 10 years of marriage, one fight. She said it in anger. By her own account, she tried to take it back almost immediately. 9 days later, he filed. She asked him to try couples therapy. He said no. Now, here's what I know about the sentence, file the papers. It's a weapon. Sometimes it's a test. Sometimes it's a threat. Sometimes in that moment, it's even the truth. But it doesn't matter. The consequence is the same. Some things in marriage can't be unsaid. Said it once, and he stopped seeing a marriage that would last. 9 days later, it wasn't a fight anymore. It was a filing. And it's not just this sentence. I'm divorcing you. I should have never married you. I don't love you anymore. Said once, in anger, in a fight that it should have blown over in 2 minutes, and it never leaves the room. What's the sentence in your marriage that couldn't be unsaid? Tell me what happened next.
There we go. Welcome, guys. Anyway, welcome to the show. Welcome to Access Vegas. Good to have everybody on here. Thank you, man, for coming all the way out here from Maryland.
Full house.
We got a full house. We got so many people. So, guys, the Swimsuit USA is the prelim was today. We had the first round just a couple of hours ago. Second round is going to be tomorrow night. We're going to announce the top 10 tonight. Spencer came all the way out here from Maryland. He hung out with us, helped us with that. He made sure that none of the girls got unruly. And I explained to him that these are divorce-creating objects. That's what the women here are. And so he deals with divorce. You only one of us been to divorce. You've had a divorce.
I have.
What was that like?
Difficult, long, and very, very, very expensive.
Did you have an attorney?
I did not at first. I had to get one eventually.
And how long did you know before
The divorce was
divorced?
filed, or we were married for about a year and a half, and then another almost 2 years of divorce followed that. So
Okay, so the year and a half you were living together.
correct.
Right? And so in that year and a half, when did you learn or when did you know it was over?
Really towards the end, honestly, not a terrible split initially. Like it got a little messy towards the end, but an incredible person. Hold a lot of respect for that individual. Just differences and things we didn't realize when we were young, you know?
Nothing spicy.
Other than two women being married to each other, no, nothing spicy in
Yeah.
particular. All right, guys, welcome to the show. I'm going to go ahead and introduce our guest. Thank you guys for joining us. She is returning to us from the Bay Area. It is Sirosani? Sirosani's assistant. It is Lala. Welcome, Laura, back to the show. Give her a big round of applause. From San Francisco, she's a model and honor reporter for Cyber Defense TV. It's Jamie Lee Kendall. Welcome back again. She's a legal assistant from Las Vegas. It's Laura. She is a data analyst from Serbia. It is Katarina. Welcome back. She is the owner of Harps Cosmetics and Harps Ha-Has from Las Vegas. It is my attorney, Harper Raines. Welcome back once again. She's a reality TV star from Temptation Island from Atlanta. It is Maya Allegra. There you go. He is a world famous divorce consultant from Bethesda, Maryland. It is Spencer Hecht. How you doing? She is from Orlando. She's a content creator, model, and stay-at-home mom. It is Kimberly Lux. She is from Orange County. She's a model, content creator, and a frequent contributor on the Whatever podcast. It is Kat. And welcome back for after several years absence. It's good to have her. She's a greyhound enthusiast from San Diego, California. It is Elizabeth Marie Chevalier. Awesome. There. Okay, beautiful. Anyway, did you guys have any thoughts about what he had with those two videos? Anybody? No. What inspired you to start making content? It's been 4 months you started making content like this.
The social media machine has told me that that's the number one cause of divorce these days.
Yeah.
And so look at these people like Alex Cooper building this total crazy empire and pushing out stuff that's making people just lose faith in marriages.
Has anybody here, you watch social media and you think, hey, the grass is greener? And have any of you watch social media and think this is polluting people's minds to think that the grass is greener? And is anybody have an opinion on that? Raise your hand.
I think the grass is greener where you water it. So that's what I
Got
think.
it. There we go.
Yes.
Sage advice. Maya?
I definitely see, especially people talk about it in their own circles of what's being pushed on them through the algorithm, right? So like men are being shown things like women are not shit, do not give your life to a woman, you know, just really putting a bad stigma on having that traditional family. And then women are also told the same thing. You don't need a man, don't marry a man. Like it's very much so turning people against each other. And I think it's basically part of this big machine to make us crumble as a society.
I think it also keeps us in our echo chamber, right? If we're together, then we're not in an echo chamber. But if men hate men hate women, and women hate men, then it's easier to sell to both of them because they won't get off the platform.
Well, I actually read a book before, you know, How to Destroy America.
Yeah.
And it basically talks about if you want to destroy a country, you destroy it from the inside, right? So you pin people against each other, whether it's one political party versus another or men versus women, but you're never going to be able to kind of come together as a society and build something substantial if you're constantly thinking this person's bad because of this, or I don't like them because of that. And it basically makes it crumble.
Well, also on social media, everybody's diagnosing your marriage.
Yes.
Right?
Talking to the mic.
How many times do we hear the word narcissist on, you know, from some sort of divorce coach or feminist online? And I can guarantee you that the person that they're talking about is not a clinical narcissist. I mean, there's not that many narcissists
Yes.
and sociopaths out there to begin with, but yet everybody's diagnosing that online.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I just wanted to say I liked what you said about basically careful what you say in anger because you can't ever take that back. And that's something I'm always trying to work on. So I really appreciated that.
Some things you can't take back. Listen, I believe people say things all the time that they don't mean. And, you know, that does happen. That's human nature. But there are some things within marriage that are really hard to unhear, right?
You mentioned before, if you had like somebody who was filing charges and they wanted to try to get custody, they would file for domestic abuse charges, even if they weren't real. But if they lose those charges, now you have joint custody over a child and one of the parents filed for domestic abuse charges against the other.
That's something you can't get over.
Yeah.
Really. The second you get charged, set up with false allegations of domestic violence, I mean, it's really hard to co-parent after that, you know, even if you win the case. So, you know.
Anybody else?
I call those things verbal daggers.
Yeah.
You know, so.
One of the pieces of advice I thought you gave was great, which is every single text you send, pretend that the judge is reading it.
Mm-hmm.
And I do that. I do that even now when I text my mom. I always
Don't press send.
Yeah, or don't press send. That's correct.
Right? Nobody ever said you needed to press send. You can just write it out and just delete it.
Beautiful. Who here knows who Justin Waller is? Anybody? Raise your hand. You guys know? Really? The rest of you guys don't know who Justin Waller is?
Don't know who the king of the manosphere?
No, you guys don't know who Justin Waller is?
Oh, I know that.
You know who Justin Waller is?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So when Andrew Tate got arrested in Miami, you'll see there's a guy. He's got a ball fade and red hair. He's a tall guy in a suit, and he's taking Andrew Tate's necklace off. That's Justin Waller. He's a good friend of mine, and he's also
Very good. He's actually the one who introduced me.
yes, he's introduced us. I don't really know Andrew, but I do know Justin pretty well, and so every time somebody comes after Justin, we come after them on this video. So do you got that?
Yeah, I
that
got it.
up?
There you go.
So, king of the manosphere, Justin Waller, slid into my DMs. And if you have no idea who this man is, let me introduce you.
Are you saying you're not in a monogamous relationship?
One-sided monogamy, yeah. Women don't want to sleep with other men when they love a man. The mother of my children, the woman that I'm with, she doesn't talk to other men.
And this big bad alpha looks at the video of my landlord and goes, you should get a younger, hotter landlord. Oh, that's cute. A younger, hotter landlord? Tempting. But I'll think I'll pass, baby. You're 40 years old, and judging by your little documentary segment, you're more emotional than any woman you've ever made content about. Sorry, but I think I'll pass, Justin. Man, I'm
Hello,
32, kind of hot, and I'm still single. Like, what am I doing wrong? I have a 6-figure career. I've dated guys who out earn everybody in the room. I'm at every networking event you can name. I've optimized my entire life to be around high value men. And for some reason, none of them want to lock me down. They take me out one time and disappear. I'm not that crazy. So no, seriously, tell me what I'm doing wrong, because from where I'm sitting, I did everything right. Like, what am I doing wrong? Who knows?
Okay. Do you guys see the
Counterbalance point?
The counterbalance.
Counterpoint.
Do you guys see the juxtaposition of those two videos that I just showed you? What is it? Anybody? Anybody? How about the fact that she's like, I don't know why these guys don't want to date me. And then I'm going to make another video shaming a dude for sliding into my DMs. I can't imagine why nobody would want to date you. That's so crazy, huh? Yeah, he is married, but he also, that's not hitting on you. He just said you need a younger, hotter landlord. Every other video she makes is about her fictional landlord. And she's sitting there. And the point is like, thank you, Justin. I'll just go ahead and quit. Number one, Justin's 40. You're 32. A little bit of self-awareness. Oh, you're 40. Like, you're making fun of him for being a 40-year-old man when you're 32. Like, that part, it was crazy to me. And the other part is, why are you making this video of Justin Waller doesn't matter? You're making it because it does matter and because you watched him on Netflix. And so that's the part that I think is just like very a lack of self-awareness. Everybody else, what did you think?
This is, I don't think like he was actually trying to hit on her.
I don't think he was hitting on her at all.
I think he was just trying to be facetious about it, because I think she's done some other videos in the past too, where she's like come at like Andrew Tate or him actually maybe on a couple of occasions. But like the very fact that he would show up in her DMs, I think that's, she wanted the attention from the fact that Justin was in her DMs more than she cared about the fact that she'd done other videos essentially like contradicting everything she said. So quite honestly, I think it's more like clickbait than anything else.
I think guys like Justin are dangerous to the other side because he's clearly not an incel and his wife loves him and he has 3 beautiful children and a beautiful house. I think that's the problem. It's much easier to believe that everybody who makes content like this is an incel who sits at home in their mom's basement and hates women. And when you find out that that isn't the case, I think that I think that's where the narrative becomes very, very difficult, because you can call me a lot of things, but to call me an incel is a bit strange. It's a bit weird thing to call me, but I've had people call me that before. We were at Rolling Smoke Barbecue. You remember what happened?
Oh God, yes. When we were doing the interview for
ABC Australia,
ABC Australia, and we had been sitting there for like 3 hours at that point. So we're kind of like just about ready to wrap up. And about that time, we're in the back. I don't know if you know the layout of, well, you do, the layout of Rolling Smoke, and we're in the back, and we just hear this like yelling coming up from the front. And they're like, you guys are a bunch of fucking incels, and just like losing their shit on me and Michael. And I'm like, where the hell did this come from? And I instantly thought it was a plan, because I thought it was maybe but it wasn't. It didn't turn out that it wasn't. But they were like very, very vocal. And what was the first thing we did?
It's like, come on by, have a sit down,
and tell us what you disagree with, and they just bolted out the door.
And they're just like filming the whole thing. Like,
remember what they say? What they said? What, do you have to film your podcast here because you don't have anything at your mom's basement?
And then we come here to the podcast to film on her studio.
Everybody's in their basement, by the way. I don't know how. Like, are there any basements in Las Vegas?
Here was the confusing thing. The guy who was interviewing us, I'm not saying he was trying to set us up. He seemed like a super cool guy, but it's very clear the only reason he came out here to interview us was because he was looking for a narrative that we're mouth-breathing troglodytes who hate women. Like, that's what he wanted. And the more he saw that there was a bunch of women who know we don't hate women, and the fact that we did nothing and these people started yelling incel at us, it was very confusing to him, because he truly believed that the narrative was the other way around, that we're the one causing all this hatred. And we're the ones who are saying, no, the other side is getting way too rambunctious. They're getting way too extreme, way too woke. And then it just kind of, like, from his standpoint, he's like, damn, am I getting this wrong? And then I show the Ross Kemp interview.
Yeah, yeah,
And then that was even worse,
Yeah.
where Ross Kemp believed that there were hundreds of thousands of incel murdering women all over the world.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden it's William Costello being like, no, there's like 12.
Yeah.
There's 12. There's 17.
Yeah.
17 murders in history by incels. And he's like, wait, what? I don't understand. And then I asked Mark, I was like, why do you think people believe this? And the reason why is the same. Does anybody see the Mark Manson Jubilee debate? Mark 1 on 20. Did anybody see that? No, none of you guys saw it? Mark Manson comes on there and he goes, the manosphere is a $1 billion business. I vaguely consider myself part of a manosphere. You and I are about as much a part of the manosphere as the same. And the idea that it's a $1 billion business when all of us are being deplatformed. You mentioned before about Alex Cooper. Ready? Here's your clip. I get demonetized for telling women the truth. Alex Cooper makes millions of dollars for lying to women. That's the truth. Yeah, you can clip that and tell me if I'm wrong. And you tell me one thing I've said that wasn't true. And that's the problem. She keeps saying, don't get married. And then Alex Cooper got married. MJ Gray kept saying marriage is like slavery. And then MJ Gray got married. And then Shelby Sapp said, don't listen to these men who are influencers. Don't date them. And now she's dating an influencer. Like, that's the whole thing. They keep selling lies to women and they make millions of dollars, whether it's Mia Dio, Shiro 7, any of these content creators who make this misandrous content. And then we get demonetized for showing GSS data. That's basically the difference.
Does anybody watch
Call Her Daddy? Does anybody here watch Call Her Daddy?
Call Her Daddy?
I've seen clips of it.
Yeah.
I do watch part of it
Yeah.
sometimes, and I like Shira 7.
What do you mean?
I mean, I need to know what about that show is entertaining.
I like the guests that come on Call Her Daddy more so than the actual
Like Nikki
podcast.
Glaser.
Yeah.
That interview with Nikki Glaser, what did she say? She wanted her boyfriend to bang other
No.
Yeah.
No, that was
It
that
wasn't just that.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Nikki Glaser wanted her man to have sex with other women
to
in
make
front of her
her feel
to make her feel desired.
I've
And
ever seen
I didn't even have that big of a problem with that. What I had an issue with is later on with every one of these guests, and they're always in their 50s, mega successful women, whether it's Charlize Theron or Nikki Glaser or whatever. And then there's always this part where I was dating Chad or I was dating Steve, and Steve was kind of nice, and I wasn't ready for Steve, and so I cheated on Steve with Chad, and I just needed a guy who just kind of challenged me and kind of treated me like shit. And then Alex Cooper straight up makes a video, goes, I like when they treat me like trash and they just like really insult me, and just millions and millions of views. Now, I'm not saying she's lying. I think she's telling the truth. The problem is when I say the same thing, I lose my payment processor. I get demonetized.
Stripe
I get
drops you.
platform. I get copyright strike. That is the whole point I'm trying to make. Hey guys, ready? The manosphere is $1 million business, $1 billion business, according to Mark Manson. How much did Clavicular, Nick Fuentes, Andrew Tate, Justin Waller, and Fresh and Fit and whatever Fresh and Fit make on YouTube last year? Does anyone know?
No idea.
$0. They've all been
None.
demonetized. Every one of them in their $1 billion business. It's so ridiculous.
Wow.
This idea is crazy. The manosphere is not $1 billion business. You want to know what $1 billion business is? Call Her Daddy. The inside the manosphere. The adolescence documentary, right? Yeah, Pierce Morgan shitting on the manosphere. Abba and Preach shitting on the manosphere. Destiny shitting on the manosphere. Jasmine Jafar shitting on the manosphere. That's your $1 billion business.
Right.
That's really what. And so it was one of the biggest ironies is that like we got to the point where all we're doing is just trying to show you data. And then in response, the people who shit on us, they get so much AdSense. It is the greatest thing. If you guys have a guy friend who's broke and doesn't know what to do to make a bunch of money, here's what we do. You get on TikTok and you start making content about like, girl, he just did that because he was a Sagittarius. Do you know, girl, listen to me, girl. He's intimidated by you. He's intimidated by you because you're educated. He's intimidated. You should not take any responsibility. He's intimidated. His energy is bad and his vibe is. You make content like that, you will have 1 million followers on TikTok in no time.
I'm gonna do a crystals.
There's a video of Chris GQ Perry, I believe has 1 million likes with an M, 1 million likes, where he goes, you know, if you cheat on a woman and she can't find out about it, she can tell in her dreams. Get the bro, what? Bro, 1 million likes. All you have to do is lie to women and you will get so rich on TikTok, bro. I have 2 friends right now. I don't want to say what their names are. They're both in my course. And they both came to me and they're like, hey, man, I'm going to start making women pandering content because I just want to see what happens. One of them has 900,000 followers on TikTok. The other one has 300,000 followers on TikTok. And they're making more money than they know what to do with. And none of them they don't believe in shit they're saying. It's so crazy that this is still happening and nobody's doing anything about it. But if you tell the truth, If you tell the truth, you're a manosphere pig, and that's the problem. Anyway,
Wait, I got a really relevant one for you here.
Okay.
Hang on, let me grab the. Just remembered this, and it's just give me a second. I was playing this on my show, and this will be a. Let's see, oops, not that one. This one. There we go. Okay, here we go. Watch this.
Do we think a dad would be like a good fuck, or is he going to be lazy?
I fucked a dad before.
Wait, what?
You don't know this story?
Who?
It was like 3 years ago, and I swooped him up at a bar. And
did he like woo you with like the picture of his kids?
No, his sweater. I was obsessed with his sweater. I was like, oh, he looks like a librarian.
No, and he's like, yeah.
And mid-sex, he was like, I gotta be honest, my divorce is like in process right now. And I was like,
you did tell me
yeah.
this.
And I was like, do you have kids? And he was like, yeah.
No, like mid-stroke, and he's like, oh, I'm thinking about my divorce papers. That's not fucking hot. But
he was a lingerer the next day.
But was the sexual situation?
Yeah. I think dads, because they've like seen some shit, you know, like they've seen a baby come out of a vagina. They've like cleaned up shit diapers. Like bodily functions don't scare
They're
dads.
kind of freaks.
So I think dads are like down to get down and dirty.
The dads,
I think
are down for the weird shit.
Yeah.
Okay, see, this is the kind of shit, Lauren, that I needed to know, because for our single daddy gang, like,
don't be scared of dads.
But this is also what I was going to say. I have a feeling that if you are not looking completely for a relationship.
After that, God, it was the most passionate relationship of my life and the most toxic. He was a drug addict. He was an alcoholic. I learned habits from him. We were a perfect storm. But there's also a lot of love there. That was also a deeply scary time in my life. I was like, ooh.
Can you share some of those habits?
Day drinking a bottle of wine before bed every night. He, at that point I had never done a drug. And that was like when I was like, oh, I kind of like how that feels. Yeah, it was a lot of just self-neglect. And it was like the day drinking thing. That was when I was like, oh, you can drink the day after? Huh, I never really thought about that. But also, you know, those types of relationships are the most exciting. Like the most passionate, like, whoa. Like this person, I think I'm like, if I were ever to be in a room with him now, it's still one of those people where I would be so, I'm equal parts terrified of him and deeply attracted to him.
So crazy. I had one of those where it was like, he was definitely into drugs, and there's like a thrill element of like
oh my God, bro,
the instability. Like this person does not have their shit together, and it's like every day is fucking different, and it's this like exciting rush, and it's also what you don't realize is it's like uncomfortable fear that like you are thinking is like attraction, but you're also like, you're my body telling me like I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
And
it's exactly
crazy.
that. Like my nervous system the whole time I was with him was like, I did not regulate my nervous system for a full year, but I also loved that because I told you I loved chaos.
I have more, but I have a collection of these.
It
now.
wasn't
good.
Yeah, it wasn't her nervous system telling her that this might be attraction. It was attraction. That was what she was feeling. The problem is this: it doesn't make women good or bad. It's just when you have this discussion, then all of a sudden people are like angry, and I'm like, no. Women do not want men that they can push around. Sometimes women like to date bad boys. There's so much. I hear all this data. It was like, well, you know, when guys, so there's a lot of data. It's the end of Dr. David Buss's book. It's called When Men Behaving Badly. And it goes over dark triad traits and how that attracts women. It's mostly narcissism, and it mostly has to do with boldness and confidence within narcissism. When you look at the data, what happens is the response is, well, yeah, that only works in the short term, Michael. That doesn't work long term. Eventually she'll figure it out and she'll leave him. Bullshit.
Nope.
No, so you run the data and guess what you find out? Do you know what type of women are most attracted to men who are narcissists? Women looking to get into a relationship and women who are more sexually experienced. It works for long-term relationships. And so the thing is, it just means we need to be aware. By the way, the opposite is true. We all know the guy who's like, I would never marry that 304 stripper. I would never talk to that girl with OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And the first time a girl with an OF avails them any sex whatsoever, they jump in head first because that men come from a sexual deficit, most of them, and so that they have the same exact problem. So this is the point I'm trying to make, is that she keeps saying the quiet part loud over and over again. And when we say the same thing, we are just completely buried for it. That's the only point I was trying to make. You were nodding your head when you saw that.
True. I mean, if we said something like that, we get killed, canceled in a heartbeat. But she's at 8 figures now, maybe 9 figures.
I think she gets
She sold to Spotify for 125 million.
She's got, is it 55 a year or 60 a year? I think she's got
32 just off her podcast.
Yeah.
I feel like nobody should be making this content. Like, if you're a girl and you think that being with the guy who's going to put you through an emotional roller coaster and is borderline abusing you is the guy you're attracted to, you're fucked in the head. Like, there's something seriously wrong with you that happened during childhood that needs to be studied.
Agreed.
And we're giving these people a
Agreed.
platform no
Except
matter what. But I don't care if it's true or if it's not. Get fucking help. We don't need to be monetizing this and feeding this to young girls.
Agreed.
You shouldn't.
Except that it's most of them. That's the problem.
But why is it most of them? Why do we live in a place that normalizes this, where we could have people that go on a podcast and make tons of money from talking about it instead of actually working on things and helping these girls?
I'll tell you,
that is abuse.
I'll tell you a couple things. A lot of the women who describe the abuser or the narcissist, if you were to be there and watch the relationship, you'd find that the dude was not an abuser or a narcissist. He was just a guy who really didn't want to be pushed around and had no interest in being in a monogamous relationship with some girl who slid into his DMs.
But what girl wants to be with a man that doesn't want her?
All of them. But
that is
all of them
something
that go on the show.
Really,
all of them. I agree with
boggles
that.
my head,
I also
why
recognize.
would you want to pander to somebody to be with you? And if somebody is doing drugs to the point where this girl was like, it's a roller coaster, I never know what I'm getting, that is abuse. That is emotional abuse, to be with somebody who is addicted to drugs. And to put yourself in that position, I blame the girl.
Yeah.
You are stupid if you're going to put yourself in the position where you're going to stay there and take it.
All right.
But like a bottle of
you
wine
could be
at
in a
night,
bad
though?
spot, but get out of it.
But day drinking.
Anybody
How
else?
about that
Elizabeth,
day
it looked like you had something to say, Liz.
I'm toxic. I was going to say that neurodivergent women are more susceptible to narcissistic partners.
What is neurodivergent?
Are you talking about autism?
Autism, ADHD, neurodivergence.
On the spectrum.
Yeah. Anybody else had any thoughts about this?
Well, it's obviously just we were saying before, it's just like a pattern from childhood. So they're just like seeking out male attention and then any attention as well. And then also if you're doing substances with the lover, it's even more intensified, right? So it feels real because it's like a drug-induced connection. I'm gonna say there's two things going on here. The first thing you said, I absolutely agree with. I believe at some point during adolescence, there was some man she respected. Now, often what I'll see is you talk about a one-parent household, there's been a divorce, and I'll see this frequently. I know a girl, her mother belittled her dad and her stepdad constantly. And every man that she came across, she was taught this man is incompetent or dangerous. And so it's not that she hated men, she just had no ability to respect men. There was no backstop. There was no pastor, army sergeant, teacher, dad, there was no male in her life to which she respected at all. And so when she got into relationships, it was like, I love you, you love me, but like, I know I'm going to cut you off at the knees and emasculate you every single chance that I get, because I've been taught by my mom to not respect the competency of men. That's the first thing. The second thing is this: the imagination, the fairy tale that we see in the romantasy porn. The problem with the romantasy stuff is that it is much closer to you. Actual pornography is so much further away from an average man than romantasy is to you. Because who here, ladies, be real, you could message a professional athlete right now and he would message you back. Raise your hand if you could do that right now. Please don't lie. All of you, bro,
ladies,
I've never
I
tried.
could go and message.
Okay, give me your phone. Give me your phone right now. You could remember.
Snoop Dogg.
Okay, celebrity, celebrity or professional athlete, you guys can message and they would message you back. Raise your hand. Thank you. So what I'm saying is
Do you want my phone?
No. What I'm saying is the fantasy is so much closer to you than it is to us. And because you were those two things. Number one, was there a point in your life? Obviously, with you, there was men in your life that you respected at some point in your life. With other women, because there's not, and then you take that and you composite that with Alex Cooper now has the right to reach out to very high status individuals. And the problem is, and I've been this guy before. I remember in college in my 20s, I would be talking to a girl who I had no interest in settling down with. And I said, hey, listen, I have no interest in settling down with you. If we hook up, it's going to be casual. I have no interest in a long-term relationship. And she's like, okay. And we keep hooking up. And then she's like, I'm going to change him. I'm going to make him different. I'm going to make him settle down with me. I'm going to change him. And then I'm like, hey, listen, I think you're amazing. Let's go eat together. You can even meet my family, my cats, whatever. Have a great time. But I'm not going to be in a relationship with you. And she's like, I'm going to change him. And then when she doesn't change me, I am a, wait for it, narcissist. I'm a narcissist. I'm a narcissist. Wait, so posthumously, I have become a narcissist because I stated beforehand what it is that I want. I see this happen more often than I actually see people who have NPD with a woman, since 6% of the male population has NPD, but 99% of women have apparently dated someone with NPD. The math doesn't work unless you're all dating the same 6 guys. What do you say?
I was just going to ask how many of these girls, sort of knew that I don't know, what were you just talking about? I had a thought.
NPD? Are you talking about
knew that he was a narcissist before they
Yeah. So she's gonna change me.
Right. So how many of these girls dated somebody that they thought they could change?
I'm pretty sure you changed someone. Made them put down the seat or something.
Everybody thinks that. Everybody thinks they can change somebody.
Ladies, really, you've never tried? You never thought you would change? Go ahead, Kat.
At some point in my life, for sure.
Kat, grab the mic. Grab the mic like it owes you money.
So
that's my friend Liz. She has big boobs. I don't know if you've seen that before.
So you're asking if I've ever dated anyone that I tried to change.
You tried to change them, yeah.
Yes, I did.
Brian Atlas.
No. But like, how do I explain this? So I've dated like bad boys and I've dated like nice guys. And I realized that like I don't really like overly friendly dudes. And I don't think girls really like overly friendly dudes, right? So I tried to change them, and then that made me look like I was like some crazy, controlling person. And I'm basically, because if you're nice, then like if you're overly nice, you've been overly nice like your whole life. So I feel like that has been the issue with me for so many years, because I'm always like, hey, you're too friendly. And then when you tell someone that, they're like, are you kidding me? So I can't be friendly when it comes to like meeting people or like strangers or randoms or friends. I'm like, I didn't say that, but just like, like chill out a little bit, like you can say hi, what's up, whatever, but like don't stand there and like have like a full blown conversation, Yeah, because
He must have been a Libra.
No, actually not, but he was definitely he was an air sign.
Oh, that's it, because he was an air sign. Does everybody understand?
Air signs.
Put one in the
are
chat if you
really
understand that
friendly.
the reason the relationship didn't work was
Yep.
because he was an air sign, but all of the rest of it was good.
Air signs.
I feel like I just took a bath in battery acid.
We're trying to fit women into STEM, but yet they still believe in astrology. How does that
They're
work?
too
Someone help me.
flighty. They're too
Help me make that
flighty.
work.
Who's the air sign here?
I'm a Libra. I'm a Libra.
I'm a Scorpio.
Unfortunately, I am also a
That's
Libra.
funny
That is
because
really weird.
I'm a Scorpio and my type
tell.
is
It's a little
really
weird. No,
friendly.
can
So
I
we're
can't do
kind of
friendly.
opposites.
Go ahead.
No,
Can I play the game now,
I
too?
can't do it.
It's sign time.
Okay, well, here's the thing: is just by law of averages. First of all, there's way fewer, like actually, you were just mentioning clinically narcissistic men are what 4% of the population, if that. Yeah. Well, okay.
Yeah, but a real narcissist
by
is
order
not
of
gonna get
degree, if
checked.
you're going to say somebody clinically has narcissism, that's one thing. Another thing is, as he was saying before, making the mistake of a guy who actually just thinks of himself first before he thinks of anything else. That doesn't necessarily mean it's clinical narcissism. It just means he's self-important and puts himself ahead of everything else, which, by the way, you might benefit from at a later date because he made good decisions.
And
for
was
himself
the reason you were attracted to him in the first place.
And then on top of that, way too many women have some sort of experience with a narcissistic guy for it to be a coincidence that they all happen to be damaged. Like they all had daddy issues or they all had mommy issues or something like that. Because based on I'm no disrespect, but like just based on the law of averages, the general population of women being somewhat attracted to the bad boy or the gangster, and again, it doesn't even necessarily have to be a guy who's a criminal. It could be a guy who is just he could be in the he could be in the military, and he could just simply be very disciplined and because that discipline doesn't include the woman, then suddenly he's a narcissist, right? When in fact maybe he's just simply very regimented, and he's learned that maybe from his family, from his father, from his from serving in the military, something like that. That's a possibility. But the law of averages says that there's something about the bad boy that attracts women. I can pretty much guarantee you that pretty much everybody on this table has had an experience with a bad boy at some point in their lives. Whether you say, I'm done with the bad boys now, I had my fun, no fun for you. But back when I was in my crazy, college years in the foam cannon party in Cancun on spring break, that guy was just, I can't get him out of my head. He was a Brazilian helicopter pilot, whatever it was that the guy was doing. That's going to be the dude that is the most memorable guy that you're going to be thinking about, and essentially going to set the metric and the benchmark for any guy that comes after that guy. So yes, it's very difficult to get over those guys. And one of the ways that women cope with getting over that guy is saying, he's a narcissist. There had to have been something wrong with him because there can't be anything wrong with me.
So there's another theory to that, like on the opposite side of the spectrum. And it's not that there are necessarily so many more narcissists or people with a, borderline personality disorder or whatever. It's that it comes down to attachment styles. And then so people who are secure in a relationship are going to end up in a longer term relationship and not be in the dating pool, where somebody who is more cold and aloof and has issues is going to be like an avoidant. They're going to get thrown into the dating pool significantly more often. So they're going to cycle through many more partners than somebody who has a secure attachment style. And that's one of the theories that's happening, is that person is just making more rounds.
I agree with that, except the one issue is that when you're in a relationship and you're a rational person, it's game theory. The problem is the other person has to be rational. And also mental illness can be onset later on in life. You can have two completely normal people and one of them puts on 100 pounds and I've said this before, I think massive quick weight gain causes people to have neurological disorders. I've seen people, some of the craziest people I ever met, all of a sudden they just 100 pounds overweight. I think that may be the part too, but if you and I are both rational, what you said is correct. But if you're rational and I'm not rational, we have kids together, now it becomes a problem where no matter what your attachment style is, this is going to end badly.
Well, at that point, then one person is anxious and the other person is avoidant. And it creates this push-pull dynamic in the relationship where the avoidant will be like, I'm overwhelmed, and they'll start to run away. And then the anxious will start to chase. And then by the time the anxious gets over it, the overwhelmed goes, oh, now I have all this space and I'm able to breathe. And man, I really miss that person. So then the avoidant runs back to the anxious, and it just creates this vicious cycle.
Sure.
And that's the turn on for half the people in that dynamic is like, oh, well, they chase me, or, oh, can I go get him to want me?
I think it's just a lot of confusion between the two of what people actually want. And it comes down to just, actions not aligning with values.
Well, okay. So two things. Let's say for sake of argument, I agree that attachment styles actually haven't been debunked for the last 20 years. Even if that were the case, you still have to get into the relationship for that to develop in the first place. And that means you've got to be attracted to that guy or aroused by that guy in some way, shape, or form before you even get to the point where you're deciding who's going to be avoidant, who's not going to be avoidant, and for all of the rest of that psychosis to sort of develop. And what I'm saying, and not even necessarily disagree, I 100% agree with you about the solution. I think the diagnosis might be a little bit different, simply because that when we're talking about when a guy and a girl get into some sort of relationship and the guy's basically really difficult to do, he's emotionally unavailable or some shit like that, right? Even that term is somewhat of a cope, because he's emotionally unavailable because he won't do what the fuck I want him to do, right? He won't behave in the way that I want him to. I'm still attracted to him, and I can't pull myself away from him, but he won't do what I want him to do.
Jake Abdo said, there's no such thing as an emotionally unavailable man. He just doesn't like you that much.
Well, but my point is this, is like whenever we talk about emotional damage, or we talk about she's damaged, there's something wrong with them, they have daddy issues, they're avoidant, whatever else it is. The thing is that's a constantly moving goalpost. It's unfalsifiable, especially when it's after the fact. Because when you're saying that the guy was a narcissist after the breakup has already occurred, you can make up anything you want.
Yeah. So here's my actual issue is content creators talking about other women being unhealed when they do the exact same thing that they're accusing the unhealed women of doing. It's the unhealed women who chase bad boys, and the same content creator then chases bad. I mean, Shelby Sapp, is that her name? She that is the best one of all. Hey, ladies, don't date the guy who's a male influencer who takes pictures on the Instagram, and then she's engaged to a guy who's like
does exactly that.
Exactly that. It's like one of these things where like, no, ladies, I know better. You're all unhealed. What's your degree in? Nothing. Got it. I know better. You're all unhealed for going after the bad boy, and those women themselves are doing so as a cope. Another example is the woman who's who's extremely feminist, who believes that the things that I'm starting to think like the gender norm specific things that women are attracted to men about, like stoicism and hypermasculinity, those things she doesn't want to be attracted to those things, and warns other women about being attracted to those things. But the reason why she's saying it is because she is attracted to those things. That's the issue that I'm trying to make. We're always trying to fight our nature. For some reason, we made it for the last 200,000 years with these gender roles. And now when it comes to modern society, we need to fight against them. We could fight against them or not fight against them. You guys can make whatever decisions you want. I'm just saying, like, the idea that the 2018, the American Psychological Association says that masculine stoicism is dangerous for men. Get the fuck out of here. Who do you want burning? Your house is on fire. Do you want the firefighter to come up and be like, I just had a really rough day today, and I just
can you go do it?
Like, I'm really going through some stuff. And it was, your child is missing, and the kidnapping unit shows up, and he goes, you know, me and my wife just fought, and I just want to let you know, like, you know, I'm just really going through some stuff right now. Or do you want motherfuckers with a stoic look on their face, ready to kill and retrieve and put out fires and be brave and not really need to have to talk about their fucking feelings?
Kill and retrieve. That sounds very unhealed, Mike.
Like, that's my point. I'm not saying all the time. I'm not saying all the time. For sure, if you have a child, you want to cry with your child in your arms because you and your wife made this beautiful baby together, that's something she earned. The point is, you need to all be expressive and vulnerable all the time with women you just met, and people you just met, and people that like you work with, and women you're on the first date with. No, because why are they trying to do that? They're trying to fight against gender roles. I'm not saying gender roles are good or bad. What I'm saying is that they're there because they solved an ancestral problem for the last 178 million years of mammalian evolution. That's why.
Okay.
Can I just add something?
Go ahead.
Like,
Yes, please do.
So they say that when women are attracted to the emotionally unavailable bad boys instead of the nice guys, because they're emotionally unavailable themselves. Because why are you? She knows that she can't be in that space of her emotional availability with the nice guy, so she chooses the bad. It's like a reverse thing.
I don't know if that's the case. I see women become extremely vulnerable to the emotionally unavailable guy, and when she meets the nice guy, she ghosts him.
Because she has to be emotionally available for the nice guy.
Yeah,
right?
what she's saying is they're not emotionally available at all. It takes two, and it's neither are emotionally avoidable or available. They just react differently to the same situation.
And also, healthy love feels boring, right? So the spiciness, and that's honestly, I swear to God, why so many men are addicted to like the spicy Latinas and that cycle. And I say that being like Mexican and Italian myself, so I understand the cycle that it's like, oh my God, she's so toxic and she's crazy and this and that, but then the second's so good and it's makeup sex and it's back and forth and it's like this huge cycle. But they're addicted to, just like these girls are addicted to the drug addicts, these men are addicted to Latinas.
Normal love feels boring because your arms aren't big enough.
Again, one more time. My point is not that like we all have all of us have a guy friend who stuck his dick in crazy. There's so much incredible data on this where people will state preferences of what they want, and then they end up dating people who are very different from what they state. Somebody on this panel came on my podcast a while ago, and I asked her what kind of guy did she like, and she goes, I like guys who stalk me. Do you remember this?
Wait, no,
yeah, I like guys who just follow me around and stalk me. And then I go, tell me about your ex. She goes, he was a narcissist. It's like,
he was a malignant narcissist.
Yes. So here's the other issue. So we keep talking about the narcissist, the bad boy, the guy who seems to be getting some action.
I will say one thing: when you do deal with narcissism, you don't talk about it. It's something you're embarrassed by.
I think you have to have shame to be embarrassed by it.
Well,
and I think Alex Cooper has no shame.
Well, some narcissists, it's like malignant and it's like physical abuse. Here, just like don't ever want to talk about it.
For sure.
So I feel like that's the real
narcissist.
Wait,
let me say this one other thing.
Other than that, maybe it's psychological.
There's a lot of great guys out there who do want to be in relationships and are emotionally available, and then they see that and what. So you guys keep talking about what it does to glorify to women, right? What do you think that type of content also does to men?
I think it's terrible for
men.
But I think that the whole root thing of it is that these people need help.
Yes.
Like this is a psychological issue that we're dealing with in our society. And I think that it's fairly recent. I do think that social media has a part to play in it.
Yeah.
Just because I don't think we're ever meant to know the amount of information that we know. I don't need to know what somebody in Wichita, Kansas thinks about X, Y, and Z, right?
I used to live in Wichita, Kansas, but yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But we just have such a big access to, to information. I feel like it's almost overwhelming. And I think that these people need serious help. I think the women that are feeling this way have issues that need to be resolved. I think the men that have trust issues with these women, right? Obviously, rightfully so, because that is a absolutely bizarre clip. I felt mad watching it. So as a man, I bet it's infuriating as well.
So again, for the most for you ladies, I'm going to say this is kind of obvious. Sex is not that hard for you guys to come by. It's not, in comparison to the average man, sex is probably 20 to 100 times easier for you guys to come by than it is for the average man. So now we take the average man and he listens to Alex Cooper say these things. Remember, he's getting no sex. He's getting the bottom third of men have 0 or 1 sexual partners. The mean is like 5. He gets no sex. Then he sees one clip after another about the emotional.
You don't get no hoes, man.
The man who's a narcissist, the man who's kind of a bad boy, the man who puts her on a roller coaster. What is this training that average man to become? Do you guys understand the problem? It's not just what the narcissist is getting away with. It's what the average man is being trained to do because he's getting no sex and he's hearing stories from women about men who are getting sex. Do you guys see the problem? Like, I'm trying to break it down as simple as possible.
No, I understand what you're saying. Like,
that is the number. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, she threw a huge bone to married men. Like she basically just said, or not married men, sorry, dads. She threw a huge bone to them. Like she was like, they're down for whatever, like go sleep with a dad is basically what she said.
Sure.
So she definitely like is helping out the men too in that
Yes.
case.
Well, I have three cats, but I'm a cat dad.
Let's stand right here.
Cat dilf.
All
I think that's what it says.
I have to, okay, I'm going to start this out by asking Maya if you think that Chelsea Handler needs psychological help.
What is the best one night stand you've ever had?
So many. I mean, I had so many fun one night stands in my 20s and 30s.
Oh.
It's the best one? That's really hard.
It's okay.
I once had sex with this guy. What was his name? I like to be able to call people out with their first and last names, which is going to be hard for this because I don't even remember his first name. But I once had sex. I don't know if this was the best.
Yeah.
But it was sexy.
Oh.
And it wasn't a one night stand. It went on for like a week, but it was like a one night thing. I was at the London Olympics in 2012, I believe, and I was staying with my a couple of gay friends of mine had a house. And I went over there every night after the Olympics for a week, had a full on affair with this guy. I don't even know if I know his last name
or his first, clearly.
Or his first. And we had this incredible, it was just like just chemistry, but not a lot of like getting to know each other. It was just purely sexual.
Kind of nice.
And then I'd be like, okay, I'm going to the Olympics tomorrow. Like, and he's like, are you going to come back tomorrow night? I'm like, yes, definitely. And then I'd get home at like 10. I'd be like, I'm coming over. And he'd be like, great. And we have a couple drinks and then we'd have crazy sex. And then I'd go back to the friends and the friends whose house I was staying at, I never even told them what was going on. I don't know why, because it was just felt so steamy and like sexy, and I wanted to keep it to myself. You know what I mean?
I think that's how people feel with an actual affair, sadly.
Yeah,
but you weren't cheating on your husband. You were just having a fling.
No, but I would cheat on my husband. You know what I mean? Like I definitely would. That's why I'm not married.
That's why I'm on here.
Maya, Dr.
Maya, go.
Yeah, I would definitely say that needs help. I would say at a certain point, you could only blame your situation so much. It's like, oh, I have daddy issues. Oh, I have mommy issues. Everybody has fucking issues. There's not one person I know that's like, my whole family is great. And on Sundays, we all get together. We get apple pie. It's like, no, that is fictional. You are an adult and either you're mentally strong enough to know right from wrong and put yourself in the position you need to be in, or you're not. And if you are mentally weak, you will fall into that. A strong man will recognize that there are good women out there. A good woman who is mentally tough and mentally strong will know that there's a good man out there, even though they're not always shown. And even though these podcasts highlight women that are not, to me, in my opinion, strong, good-willed women, right?
But they are rich and famous. Yes.
But being rich and famous is not like, to me, that cool.
No, I know it's not going to that clip will get more people to watch than anything I say or anything you say, because what we're saying is the boring thing.
Right.
What they're saying is the drug addict roller coaster up and down.
The good guys should not be discouraged from watching that, because if you are truly a good guy, you should believe that there are other good people out there.
Well, if you're truly a good guy and you want to smash Chelsea Handler, we got other problems.
At the Olympic Village in 2012.
Yeah. That's
I actually kind of applaud her for like understanding where she like lives, right?
Uh-huh.
She's like,
She
she's like,
loves
I don't
her
need-
life.
Yeah, she lives
She
her life.
loves
She's
her
like, I don't
life.
need to be married. I'm gonna do these things that are probably not great, so I'm just not gonna do that to hurt anybody.
She sounds like she's just living her best life. I really do feel like she loves her life.
Definitely tormented. I think like the honesty, the transparency, like you might know that you are messed up in the head, like you're not fully healed, you have things you need to work on, but if that said, you still want to have like that kind of night with that kind of person, as long as you are honest with yourself, your partner, whoever is involved that is directly involved in that situation. Why should it matter? I think it comes to the aftermath where we're now blaming a situation on the opposite party, or oh, well, they have mommy issues, they have daddy issues, they are unresolved or unhealed in some way, shape, or form. No, hey, we're both just messed up. We're here and we're horny. So like,
do you with the divorces, do you ever hear that for the men we have daddy issues or attachment? We're men. We don't get to do that.
Let me say this, and I keep thinking about this as you guys are talking about it. What I learned is that people develop mental health issues later on in life.
Yes.
Especially as they go through high conflict divorce, as they separate from the people that they once loved. And so the fact that these women are crazy now doesn't mean that they had daddy issues.
Yes.
Before. They have become accustomed to some life, and then it all gets torn apart. And that can lead to a lot of mental health issues. You hear about these, these wives, these stay-at-home wives that literally go crazy because the lifestyle's been taken from them by virtue of divorce. And it's not only women, it's men too. I mean, people develop mental health issues much later in life, and divorce exacerbates that.
My feeling about it is that Chelsea's a comedian. She's trying to be funny. She's trying to be entertaining. She's trying to make it go viral. She's always been kind of ballsy. But
I also do think she had a lot of one-night stands. I think both of those things.
Are we shaming her though?
totally
Like,
agree.
No, I'm not. No,
is she being shamed right now for the Olympics? Like,
No.
good for her.
Yeah, it's.
I actually read, I think, 2 or 3 of her books about her one-night stands. It says, I think it's called My Horizontal Life.
I love that. for
Hello,
her. I'm
hello.
gonna read
It's
that.
hello vodka. This is Chelsea.
She did earlier ones.
yeah.
before
Is it on
that.
Audible?
She did early ones, and I remember she fucked a midget. Can I say that word?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went to her nightstand.
And
So I don't remember. I passed out, and woke up, and he's running around the house all fucked up. I was like, oh my god. It was very entertaining. So that was pretty mild, but
Sounds
you
like
know,
a bingo
she's
card.
yeah,
there.
she's lived an interesting kind of life, and people are meant to live all different types of lives, right? Like,
Yeah.
we're not all supposed to be the same. And like, she comes from an era and a time and a professional comedian and a part of the country where it's like, that might not be for us or for now or whatever, but that's just a little snippet into her lifestyle back then.
I feel like if anybody has a problem with Chelsea's lifestyle, it's because it's a woman living like a man.
Yeah. So
It's a woman
yeah,
living
yeah.
like a man, and I think that bothers a lot of people to see a woman behaving like.
So
the
I
average
think
dude
there's a
would love to
I think there's a
behave.
distinction. I think there's two different things.
She's honest and transparent about what she wants.
Yes,
And she
I've read
fucks whoever
Chelsea's.
she wants whenever she wants.
I read
And she
Chelsea's
has
book
no
too, and I
shame.
will tell you, and you're correct. This is what she has chosen to do. I think the issue is though, there's other things that Chelsea Handler does where she's actually judgmental of other people who don't live the life that she does. You're like, why are you getting married? This is terrible. I don't have a problem with the trad wife saying, I made a sandwich for my husband. And I don't have a problem with the feminist saying, I am not going to make a sandwich for my husband because I don't want a husband. And I believe that the institution of marriage is slavery. I have a problem with both of them saying that. What I have a problem with is when the trad wife then makes the sandwich for her husband, and then the feminist gets on there like, you are setting women's liberation back 40 years. That is where I have an issue. And Chelsea is one of the leaders in the pack when it comes to that. That's why I have an issue. She has judged other people. Chelsea was made for this. We had Puma Sweet on here the other day, like world famous porn star. She was sitting right here. Puma was going to be a porn star. There's nothing else Puma was going to do. Puma was going to be a porn star. She woke up, There's no, like, Sweden was holding her back. There was no, she was not extorted into it. She didn't accidentally find her way into pornography. She was going to be in porn no matter what. Some people, and Chelsea is that way with her one night stands and her vile humor and her mega woke belief system. I totally understand that. My point is that I've seen her shame other people because of their beliefs.
So wait, so I know that like on the opposite side of that, a lot of people are shaming these trad wives, but it's because they're not. So I don't know Chelsea's particular situation that you're talking about, but if she's calling out influencers, I understand where she's coming from, because these influencers are not trad wives. They are monetizing off of content. They are working women.
She's monetizing off of
right. But I think the context is like going over. So she's not mad at trad wives who want to sit at home and like make a sandwich for a man. She's mad at women who are cosplaying as trad wives, profiting off of the content that they sell to other women, like stay at home, don't make money, let your man lead, when these women have literal full-blown jobs as content creators.
I'm with you, but
that's what I think
they're cosplaying as trad wives the same way that Alex Cooper is cosplaying as a woke feminist who ended up getting married anyway. That's my point. Like, it's just like I don't have a problem with you saying that this is what you want to do with your life. What I have an issue with is when it's the same thing before. All of these other women are broken, but I'm not broken. Like, that's the issue.
It's the hypocrisy is
yes.
what you're talking
You aren't going to find me saying, I have
with.
screwed
And I
up so many
understand that,
times.
and I agree with that.
I went into a bathroom one time and tried to rescue this girl who I thought I was in love with, and she shit on herself. And I took her put her in an ambulance, waited for her in the emergency room. Afterwards, came out, and then I was holding her hand, and I was like, oh my God, this girl's going to fall in love with me. It's so incredible. And then she fucked my homeboy the next day. I have made horrible mistakes in my life. I am fully aware of all these. Shout out to Sydney if you're out there listening.
Can I jump in on something really quick?
Huh?
Because can I jump on this topic really quick? Because the last guest on Call Her Daddy was Nara Smith.
Yes.
She
Ooh,
went
that
on
hits
there
so
2
hard.
days ago, and she just retracted all the trad wife shit.
Because she's a content creator who's profiting off of it.
She's the breadwinner.
Not a trad wife.
She's not a
trad wife.
But she's doing exactly what you said.
She's following the Sneeko plan to success.
Exactly.
Well, just as Mark did with the $1 billion manosphere industry thing, he retracted that statement.
is
too,
true.
Correct?
No, he didn't retract it. He just, when he went on his own social media, he took that statement out. Yeah, all of a sudden it wasn't $1 billion industry, because he knew that if he were debating someone like me, I would just mollywop him. I was like, really? Who's like, literally, we would have to start including female we would literally have to put Call Her Daddy in the manosphere in order to say the manosphere is $1 billion business. It's crazy.
I got a really good super chat here. I have to read. You guys won't see it on the screen. I do. Is it a thing that thanks for that $19.99 for this one. Is it a thing that attractive women tend to go crazy later in life? Seems to me like the most crazy people I have ever met were women who were extremely attractive in their 20s and 30s, never got married, and then went fully nuts at 40.
Okay, let me say this real quick. This is a survivorship bias. You noted one of the reasons why so many guys have so many negative opinions towards attractive women is because you notice them more. That's the reason why. Meaning, I have met plenty of very, very stable, attractive women. I believe mental illness and mental stability normally distributes across the population. There's just fewer attractive, like truly attractive women that there are in the world. I think in this situation, the problem is if the woman was homeless, living on the street, overweight, and had a mental issue, he would not have noticed her. He noticed her because she's attractive, and so because of that, I think that's where we get to that place. I don't think attractive women are more likely to have a mental disorder.
Well, we have some women at the table. What do you think?
What do you guys think?
I think yes
I think
and no.
I think Latin women are more. likely. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
So I'm in a situation where it's like I feel like when you've already been married for a substantial amount of time and divorced, it's like, okay, that's awesome. I've already checked that off my list. But some of my girlfriends that are my age in our early 40s, and I feel like they're still like trying for that puzzle. You know what I mean? That missing piece or that feeling. And if I get married again, great. I know that I have the capacity to be an amazing wife because I already was one. I was raised by a wife in a nuclear family. Like I have all of that. But if it doesn't, so be it. I've already done it. But I do see it sometimes in other women that are maybe looking for that still in a certain way. I don't know.
I do think they get sexually crazier as we get older.
I
A
can
little
see
bit more
that.
adventurous, right? A little bit more explorative, whatever, But yeah, like it's literally a bucket list thing. You have this mental checklist when you're a kid, your Cinderella story, like draw out your wedding dress sort of thing in your brain. And then you get older and it's like, oh, what does that look like? And for me, it was a shotgun wedding in Vegas. Like, it was a grand time. Loved it. But, that was said and done with, and life changes.
Anybody else?
I don't know. I just think humans want companionship. Look at the divorce rate. People keep getting married. So
Not that many.
Not as much as they used to, but they still they still want to get married.
everyone craves companionship. They want to celebrate or enjoy life with their person.
Shout out to my 3 cats that are watching right now. I miss you guys. I'm gonna be home here in a little bit. Okay. Next one.
Yeah, let me rip through these real quick. I can't tell you how many women I know who are dating unemployed felons. Sir, Monica Cruz is not on the show. We will reserve this question for when Monica is back on the show.
For her. She feels very called out right now. Monica Cruz. Yeah.
Let's see. You got being friendly is an ick, but if a guy is too quiet, he's introverted. How are you supposed to navigate that? You're not. So you're supposed to ignore all of it. The greatest way to figure out how to attract women is to listen to men who attract women and stop listening to women. Exactly.
Sorry, I'm just gonna be honest. I don't care how mad that people makes. We could sit there and test. You guys could take one-on-one dating advice from whoever your female dating coach is, and then I can show you some dude who just crushes it with women, and we can listen to their dating advice, and then we can do a split experiment, and you're going to see that the dude who gives the advice, this is what I did to make all these women attracted to me, the correlation between him getting more sex and the woman saying he needs to be nicer and speak multiple languages, and if he's just emotionally available and he's good at gardening, he plays the violin and he reads, then I'll be super attracted to him. You can believe whatever you want, but the data is very, very clear on this.
Got another one. Grew up with mostly women in my family who are conventionally attractive. Not to me. They are all nuts. Okay. Thank you, sir, for that.
So no incest.
Yeah, exactly. And then last one is ask Elizabeth about her greyhounds. Wait till the end of the show, sir.
Oh my gosh. Your username is Sighthounds.
Yes.
Siege.
Yeah, Siege.
Send me a tip.
Okay, you want to do that?
Okay, hold on. It's 5'7".
Oh, is that one? I thought you wanted to do the stab one.
Yeah, let's do the stab one. Ready?
Okay.
Okay. Somebody was asking about Latinas. Wait, do we? Who have any Latinas in here? It's just Lala. She's the only one. She's part Latina.
Part.
Okay, here we go. You guys tell me, is this rational? For
You
you
dumb
to feel
as
this way?
fuck. You dumb as fuck if you leave your girl for stabbing you one time. Like one time and you're done? You don't got no fight in you, motherfucker. No motherfucking fight. One time and you done. You a weak motherfucker. You weak.
Ladies, what do you think? Stab one time?
Where? How do you?
That's what I'm saying. That is my
Like, we
point.
talking butter knife. We
And then
talking
is it
like
more acceptable if she is Latina? Is the stabbing more acceptable? That's
It's
my
more accepted
question.
culturally. I think.
Culturally, it's not that
because,
big of a
I
deal.
think it's all like under passion, all under the umbrella of passion. So it's like really good sex and really deep nights and like makeup sex, and it's just like.
So if there's good sex before and after the stabbing,
No,
then
sometimes
as long
sometimes if you do not show jealousy, they
Is that a
will think that
legal
you don't love them.
defense?
Huh?
Is that a legal
Yeah,
defense?
she was
I
cra-
got stabbed by, somebody.
Okay, so
that
like,
was,
so if like,
yeah,
if stabbing and laceration is a Latina thing, then like, what's blunt force trauma?
I don't know.
What race gets to do that?
I don't. I'm going to say something. and
The Irish
lose-
gets to do that.
Lose my YouTube channel. So we're not gonna talk about that.
Maybe the Russians. I was gonna say the Slavic. Yeah, Eastern Europeans for sure get that one.
Mhm. Okay, you want the?
Yeah. Okay. Hold on, ladies. Right before we do that one, Lala. How tall does the man? You're going to choose a man. How tall does he need to be?
I actually, the last 2 guys I've been with were 6'5", and
Okay.
it's almost too
So
tall.
6'5" is
No,
like
no,
your
it's
lower
almost-
limit.
No,
because
that's-
most men are
it's
6'5".
It's almost too tall because I'm 5'2".
Oh, it's almost too tall
No,
because
it's
you're
almost too
5'2".
tall
Got it.
because so it's like not as connective. So as honestly,
It's hard to
I
connect
love-
'cause
I
he's
love-
6'5".
I love myself a short king.
So how short?
As long as he has like a body, he dresses good, and he's like in his own like masculine alpha.
And he's
energy.
5'7".
What about Lord Farquaad? As long as he's taller than me with heels.
Okay, got
and
it.
I'm short, so I'm good.
Go ahead, Jamie. How tall?
There's some really sexy Hollywood actors that are.
You've
5'6".
skipped
I
ahead.
would-
You've
I would
already skipped
go
ahead.
for
Yes.
that, yeah.
Laura, go ahead. How tall does he need to be?
Just taller than I am in heels.
How tall are you in heels?
I don't know.
5'8".
It depends on the heels.
What, Katarina?
5'10".
5'10". Go ahead.
No height requirement, but I used to date women, so I'm used to petite, So I
Yes.
like having the filled out
Height requirement?
None, but short men love me.
Yeah, I have no doubt that
when
they
you're
love
in
you.
4-inch heels and you're already 5'11", I can imagine.
The height requirement?
I don't have one.
Okay.
I'm 5'1", so I'm good in heels.
Okay, height requirement, Kat.
At least 6 foot.
There we go. That's what I wanted to hear. Ladies, let's check out this video real quick.
Just for the record, I took a picture with her today, and I had to be on my tiptoes when I was
We
doing
have
it.
to be good to the short king.
Yes.
He's 5'7", the love of your life. He's 5'7". That may be a little disappointing, but this is me telling you that the man who you say you're looking for, the one who is funny and charming and sexy and breathtakingly competent, is 5'7", statistically. For all you know, he may even be 5'6". The man who will be a wonderful father and incredible life partner, the one who will know just by looking at you that it's time to leave the party and go home and put on pajama pants and become one with the sofa, is 5'7". The one whose eyes you'll be so glad your children got, and who you will not even be able to imagine your life without, is 5'7". The one about whom even the idea of living one day in a world without him is so heartbreaking that sometimes you wake up in the middle of the night and touch his back just to make sure he's still breathing. It's 5'7". Now, think about that there's some sliding doors universe in which you arbitrarily click a box that makes it so you never even meet your husband. In fact, you never even see his face because of one momentary decision based entirely upon your ability to wear uncomfortable shoes. These aren't even shoes you wear a lot. You're going to pass up all of that for a pair of shoes that you could wear anyway? That's so stupid. Don't do that. Don't deny yourself the absolute wonderful moment where your husband tenderly brushes the hair away from your face, kisses your lips, and looks into your eyes and says, "Honey, I'm 5'8". Follow me for more of
Completely agree.
whatever
I
this is.
completely agree because men
Whatever
that are
this
tall,
is.
men that are tall and super tall, like they know that they have that, so they can like not be as charming or not be as funny or kind of be a dick, and it's like they know that they have that advantage, and I don't love it. I don't know. That's why I think these short kings, like they bring so much more to the table. And also it's something that they can't change, right? Like a broke man can go get money, right? Or he can go lose weight and get fit. Like, but you can't change that. And I feel like so many matrimonies and love connections are over something super superficial and some shit that they can't change. We can put boobs and we can change our, I don't know. I'm passionate about that because I feel like so many beautiful men are underlooked because of that. And that's what I felt.
They also say that short men usually have
Bigger.
compensating
They're
appendages.
tripods.
It's the visual inch.
I saw a comment of somebody saying that 6'3" guys like D cups, and I feel like that's really true. I don't know if you guys feel that way, but I
have no idea about either one of those things.
And
Wait, I got an
that's
idea.
true for
I
him.
have an idea. How tall are you, sir? 6 foot. How tall are you? 5'9". Yeah, okay, I guess I can see that. Steve. 5'11". 5'11". God, I know how tall you are. Harold is 6'2". When you guys see how tall are you?
6'2".
6'2". You're 6. God, I feel like a fucking manlet.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'11".
My ex-fiance was
When you guys
5'10".
when you see a guy who is, let's just say 6'1", okay, maybe just 1 inch taller than Mike, right? Allegedly. Do you feel intimidated by that guy? Do you think he's like automatically an asshole because he is 6'1"?
It depends on his build.
Is there like some sort of subconscious like trigger in the back of your head that's like he's tall, so he must be a prick?
No, because I've met pricks that are short, like tall. It doesn't. It's all in the energy, how you carry yourself. Like I don't want to be too woo woo with that, but it's like it's true. It's how you carry yourself. Like your presence demands something in that room.
But do tall guys carry themselves like a prick more than a guy who is 5'7", 5'8"?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
They might need to visit a chiropractor more often, but that's about it.
Like I said, it depends on the build. Like if they're
So if he's yoked and 6 feet
They're
rather than
demeanor.
like
6
looks like he
feet,
plays
they
in the
might be
NBA.
more
It's how they hold
intimidating to
themselves.
me personally because I'm petite. But if they're tall and lanky, you know, I might not be as intimidated
What about muscularity?
in terms of my attraction.
If the guy is like kind of thinner on the thin side, or the guy's
It
more
all-
yoked.
It Totally depends on the guy.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
so the reason I'm asking that says if you have a guy who is 6'1", 6'1", and he's yoked, versus a guy who is 5'8" and he's yoked, is there an intimidation factor in that scenario?
Again, sometimes a guy who's 5'8" and yoked, he could be an MMA guy.
True, true.
Be very skilled. So it just depends on how they look and how they carry themselves, kind of like what you were saying.
And I feel like the 5'8" yoked guy though is actually more likely to be a prick just because he has like a point to prove.
So
In
short
my
man's
personal
easy. Yeah,
experience,
okay.
now
The
that I
shorter
think
guy's
about
gonna
it.
be more of a prick.
Yeah. And it's not always true. And I don't like to classify it or stereotype it in that way. But I do feel like there's always a compensation that people have. Yeah, whether they notice it or not. Exactly. Yeah, you have to like prove yourself. So I don't know. But it's not everybody.
Yeah.
I
I just don't like a guy that's super ripped most of the time just because I feel like they spend so much time in the gym and I like attention. So I'm like, if you're going to be spending so much
The
time in the
attention
gym.
cop out.
Well,
Got it.
I'm right
That's my
fucking
love
here.
language.
Like I don't appreciate any of this. Like I'm right here. This is fucked up.
We have tequila in the building, right?
Yeah. Anything else? Let's watch this. Oh, this is too good.
When ladies say they want a dad bod, this is what they actually want. Someone who's been lifting for years, but just eats pretty comfortably. And it kind of makes sense why women want this type of guy for two main reasons. Reason number one is if that she sees that you're constantly in the gym and trying to get shredded and doing cardio and dieting, you may be trying to attract another mate, and that's sus. And the second reason is that if you're spending so much time on yourself, you may not have time for her and her offspring. So physiques like this will show women that, hey, I'm big and I'm strong and I can protect you, but I'll also have pizza with you on a Tuesday night while we wait for the baby to fall asleep, and I'm not trying to attract anyone else. You're enough for me. So ladies, let me know in the comments, is this the type of physique that you're looking for? And guys, is this a physique you're trying to go for? And all of you drop me a follow right now.
Ladies.
I mean, I can appreciate that kind of physique. Although when I was in my early 20s, I was obsessed with like Gorilla Juice heads, and they had to be 6 foot and above. They had to be like 230 on 2 different steroids stacking. Like
One more time. I'm right here. This is fucked up. I'm sitting right here.
Passionate about guys' bodies when they're like super ripped out. I like that because I came from that background. But I feel like that kind of like bodybuilder dad bod vibe is like kind of cute. It's like, yeah, they're gonna eat pasta
Kinda
with
cute.
you, and like but they're still strong, so they like hold you. So like, I fuck with it.
There we go, guys.
Anybody
Get on
else?
steroids. All right, keep going.
I get on steroids.
Anybody else have a feeling about the dad bod thing?
I will. I'll say it.
Gear, yeah.
I'll say it. So like, okay, so I'll say it. So, I mean, I want a guy who's fit, but it's okay. Yes, beautiful body, fit. Hey, but also because what that body says to me as who they are as a person, which tells me they're consistent, they're disciplined, and they're long-term, like futuristic focused.
And they're on Anavar and Retta. That's correct.
Way more
But nobody gets the joke. Really? That's
Way
it. I don't
more
get
than
anything
that. I
for
got
that.
it.
That
I
was
got it.
perfect. That
Yes.
was a perfect zing.
It was.
This is very sus right here. man. That's very sus.
Guys that don't work out. It's not. I don't care how tall they are. If they don't have a frame and a build, like it's not masculine to me. Right.
I'll take the 5'9"
guys
buff
Um,
over like the 6'3" bean pole.
Okay,
5'9"
so
buff over
so
6'3"
I'll
talk about any day.
I'll tell you this, like it's just I hear this and then I have clients and they lose a bunch of weight and they get ripped and more women want to fuck them. I don't know why we keep debating
Something
this
like that.
nonsense. Women do not prefer dad bods. They do these studies all the time and they're like, do you find the dad bod attractive? Yes. What they find attractive is the man who's going to settle down and not look for another partner. It's called parasympathetic weight gain. When men are mated with a woman who gets pregnant, they have prolactin and they cause them to lose more or gain weight. If you want to see that hasty picture of like Elon Musk when he's on the boat and his big old gut is sitting out there, that's the dad bod that happens from parasympathetic weight gain. So it looks something similar to that. But when women are asked, who would you rather have the one night stand with, the fling? It is the ripped guy. It is fucking Brad Pitt in Fight Club. That is who they're checking.
Hold that thought.
Which body type do you prefer? 3 and 6, because I go to the gym a lot, so 3 and 6 is probably more my type. I like that like lean, muscular look. 2. 6 is like he looks great, but it's very like muscle mania. And I like to eat sweets and chocolate, and I feel like he would judge me. Do you know what I mean? But the other guy, like he works out, but he probably still like goes out on the weekend, like still enjoys life, but still cares about fitness and health too.
There you go.
What do you guys think
Short
about
and
that?
sweet. There's so many of these these like man on the street things where they're showing these or they're showing the arm, like which one do you want?
I like the swimmer bod.
I absolutely believe when women say this, they're saying it and still would sleep with 6. I just don't believe. I'm sorry. I refuse to believe this because I see it all the time. I know 6. I hang out with 6. You want to know what? 6 is at Thunder from Down Under. He's a VIP host here. He's a casino host. 6 is a security guard. I bump into 6 all the time. He lives here in Las Vegas. There's 100,000 6s I meet that are just like that dude. And you know what these guys all have in common? No fucking time because they have a 700 body count. That's the difference. I am so sick and tired of hearing this bullshit about women just want a dad bod, because all of my clients, again, when I talk to dudes who get in shape, do you want to know what women want? More sex from them every single time. And then I just want a dad bod. I just want a guy who's like chunky. That's really what I want. And then it's just like you watch their behavior, and then you talk to guys who are ripped, and they're all like, yeah, I got ripped, and women want to have more sex with me. Duh. I don't listen to men when they're like, I would never date a 304 stripper. I would never. Yeah, you would, dude. If she was hot and she was trying to give you sex,
you're
you
one
would fucking
blowjob
date her.
away.
You're
from
one
not being
blowjob away from
blackballed.
getting married to her. All of you are desperate, and you will fucking jump on it. And I'm sick and tired of listening to women take them out. I don't want a guy who spends that much time in the gym and he's ripped. And I don't like the guys who are tall with money. No, I like the guys who are just like, they're super nice to me, and they read, and they're super caring. And then I'm like, and then I watch who they date, and it's so
Chippendales.
obvious that none of that is true. And I'm just telling you, guys, I don't care how offensive this comes off. It is true. If you want to learn, if you're a man and you want to learn how to have more sex with women, you need to listen to men who have more sex with women and stop listening to women.
Laura, go.
Period.
You had something to say.
I don't remember.
No, that Laura.
Oh, sorry. I forgot.
Red dress.
No.
Go.
Red dress.
I don't have anything to say.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Now I'll give you my take. Here's the deal. I constantly see these videos. That's why these are actually those 2 videos are from my channel from last Sunday. I constantly see this going on, and I'm kind of changing my mind just slightly on this. Okay. One is I think that there is some, and you guys can help me write this essay. Help me write an article today. Okay, ladies. I'm of the opinion that women, when they say they don't want the guy who's the 6, like the guy who's like a big ripped guy, but they want the guy who's the swimmer's body, right? Or they don't mind the dad bod. I'm wondering if there's not some sort of subconscious kind of like back brain kind of understanding that that's the guy I could lock down. That's instead of the guy who's he's going to be like, I could fuck this guy because it'd be fun to fuck this guy. But like the guy with this particular body, because you're given a choice, right? As opposed to having the guy walk in by chance, you're now given a choice of like 6 different guys, 6 different body types. So when presented with the choice, your hindbrain will go, okay, I want the guy that I could probably lock down in the long term.
Yes.
As opposed to the guy that I just happened to meet at Babes in Toyland tomorrow, and he's just yoked, and I want to take him back to the hotel room and just rock him to glory, right? Is there some kind of like, is it situationally like contextual, as opposed to you're given a choice rather than having it happenstance come walk into your life? That's number one. Number two is what he was just talking about, which is what we call the extra scoop of rice. Okay. What happens is when a woman gets a guy who's like a very good looking dude, what she does is she starts getting, you're too skinny. Here, have an extra cup of rice, right? Have another grilled cheese sandwich, right? Have like fatten him up, not too much, but just enough so that he can't get away.
Oh my gosh. I've heard of that. Yeah, people that have done that too. Yeah.
So the extra cup of rice, but what that is a mate retention tactic.
It's a mate
is what
retention
that
tactic,
is. And
yes.
there are many, many mate retention tactics. That is just one of them. So, gentlemen, if you're finding out that your girlfriend is saying, do you really need to take Masteron all the time? Do you really need to, be this yoked, this ripped all the time?
Let's get a milkshake and cookies.
I'm a chubby chaser.
You're not fat. You can
HBO,
have a
get
piece
cookies.
a slice of pizza is okay.
Yeah, so good.
To hold that guy down.
Relationship way. And I feel like when you're happy, they're like eating.
I don't think so.
Not
No,
really.
I don't think so.
Hair
No.
color or
I think that the cost benefit doesn't
I've
work.
been with men who are like, you should gain some weight, and I'm just like, what? Yeah.
Or like change your hair color.
I don't think he's doing that to make
more
you less attractive. I think he may have just actually thought you were too
Okay.
skinny.
I think that's more personal preference as opposed to.
I do agree with that. Yeah, I think that everything that you guys are saying is actually true.
Mhm.
But I would say that everyone likes a certain build. So like, it could be a swimmer bod like I like, or some guy. I mean,
Chubby
the
chasers.
six, yeah.
Well,
I'm a
that's my
chubby
other
chaser.
question. Is like, here's the thing: is like, there are dating sites for men who like, fat
feeders.
women, right?
Feeders.
There's like, the big beautiful women
Yeah,
site.
there's a
BBWs,
niche
right?
for that, yeah.
It's Tinder.
Okay. Can anybody point? Can
Facebook
anyone,
dating.
Can anyone point me to a dating site
Oh.
that specifically caters to
Rita, this
to
side.
women who are Fitness America pageant winner, like people who are like really super in shape women who have this unbelievable fetish for fat guys? Is there like a fat guy hook the hot fitness model up with the fat guy? Is there
That's
any
awesome.
kind of dating
I don't-
service for that?
I don't
Let
think
me
that's
know.
necessary.
I don't
No,
think
like-
that is.
But there is
Think
a
about it.
channel on an explicit
There are,
site.
but see,
There's
there
no
are
shortage of men like that,
but
though,
there-
and there is a shortage of like
Okay.
super fit women and a shortage
True,
of super
true.
fit men.
But there are dating sites like Executive Introductions that hook beautiful women up with very wealthy men. Those sites exist.
But there's a shortage of both.
Yes. So that's why I've always said this, is that like women have much higher standards, physical beauty standards for men.
Short term.
Yeah, more static, more solid, more that Greco-Roman athleticism, whether it's a
Yeah.
swimmer or runner or whatever it is. It's not like overly muscular, but it's like you can still see muscular definition. Whereas all you have to do is go on Pornhub and you can see midgets, you can see blondes, brunettes, big tits, small tits, pale girls.
We like them thick.
Spinners, fat girls. What like there's such this panoply of fetishes for guys, because ladies, no matter what you look like, I guarantee you there's a niche that's on Pornhub that will cater to where you're at. Whereas for women, it's always that guy. Women aren't looking particularly for fat guys. They're looking for a guy who is at least in shape or has a 10-inch personality. Yeah.
Wait, what's wrong with chubby chasers?
It's just
What's wrong with chubby chasers?
But like, do you like big fat guys?
Like, I don't like to use the term fat because I feel like that's like body shaming. But
Robust.
like, I like, yes, robust. I like men who are just like thicker because I like if you like cuddled or like they're softer. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just me because I used to date like a lot of meatheads and like shredded dudes. And I don't know, maybe I'm just kind of like over that phase right now, but like I feel like the last few people that I've been with, they're just thicker. And I don't know, I just prefer that. Like, I want a guy that's like way bigger than me. You know what I mean?
Definitely
So
bigger, like,
yeah, it is comforting.
The forearms.
Yeah.
That's oddly specific. That's oddly specific.
Because you can't go from dating bodybuilders to like skinny guys. Like,
No, I wouldn't do scrawnies. Yeah, I wouldn't do
That's a good
scrawnies.
one. Let's go to that one. I like that one a lot.
I actually did one scrawny before and it was weird. I felt like I could literally break him.
That scares me. You
under
want to feel
6
like a woman.
inches
You
is
want
a
to
joke.
embrace your femininity.
So
You
what?
want a masculine guy. Like, it's not
Oh my God,
necessarily are
listen
the
to you.
muscles there, but it's like, are you going to make
Yeah.
me feel feminine?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
so hot.
So much.
Yeah,
hotter.
just be nice and have a big dick. That's all.
What did you guys
End of the conversation?
All right. Well, we have a little bit more criteria than just that.
That's it.
Okay, no.
My ex fiance
Apparently
is
not.
5'7".
Okay, here we go.
Men over 40 or men under 30? Ouch.
No, interesting.
Wealthy,
Okay.
but with no humor. Funny, but broke. Ouch.
Uh-oh.
Old money or self-made?
Wow. That's interesting.
A short king or tall red flag? Jealous or emotionally unavailable? Whoa. All right. Cheated once or lies constantly? Oh. Cheated once, lies constantly. Back with their ex or stay single for 10 years? One soulmate or endless options? One soulmate. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Or but deeply in love, or rich with no love. They had to think about that one. Okay, they had to think about that. Or but deeply in love. Okay. Your dream husband or a dream career? Whoa.
Learn your lessons, boys.
We're definitely
should
gonna
do
do
that
that. Everybody
here.
stand
We
up.
should
We're gonna all stand up on the
definitely-
table with Bless for us right here.
That looks like fun.
That'll be easy to do too. What? But what about that? Over 40 or under 30?
Over 40.
Just raise a hand.
Over 40.
Over 40?
Over 40.
Well, you have to.
Actually, I don't know. I've thought about the under 30.
I found it younger.
They're not jaded.
Exactly. What was it? Dream husband or
Dream
single
career.
forever?
No, but it was dream husband
Oh,
or
dream career. Yeah, dream career.
No, that's what this.
No, well, what would you say?
I would have a dream husband. I'd rather have a dream husband.
Dream husband?
Dream career.
Wow.
If he's my dream husband, he never leaves. So dream husband.
Okay.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, dream husband, partner, etc. Yeah, dream.
Yeah, dream husband.
Dream husband.
Dream husband.
See, y'all are just
Wait,
hopeless
Spencer,
romantics.
what would you choose? What are you
dream
doing it
husband?
for?
We're not
What
trying
is
to
it
be-
all about?
Dream wife.
Dream wife.
Oh, this was the good one.
I want to hear the host's answers.
Dream wife. Obviously.
Greyhounds.
Greyhounds, yes, with greyhounds.
Yeah, I like fiction. Dream wife.
Yeah.
I think that's incredible.
I think I could.
My
do
dream
both. I could
career,
do
I
both.
unfortunately
Yes.
already have it.
Yes.
I already have. I used to get to say offensive things on social media.
So you lose this,
What do you
but
mean?
you get your dream wife.
That would be an
I'm a
interesting
guy, I get both.
transition for me.
Yeah.
Which one of my careers? Because I'm a very offensive podcast
them.
host, and then I also host pageants. So which
You
one?
lose
those
all of
two?
it.
That'd be rough. Do I get to keep my cats?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Then I think I'm gonna pick that lifestyle.
That lifestyle. Oh, the other one was it was old money or self-made.
That's interesting. Why women even?
Self-made.
They were half and half on this one.
Self-made, 100%.
Self-made?
Yeah.
Well,
Because
because
old
they're
money, like, you know, you have to come from like upper crust, waspy family, or they're not going to accept you.
Well, I think that kind of money is more stable usually, but at the same time, with the self-made, it's the man has the tenacity, and he comes from pulled himself up by the bootstraps, so he's more relatable to like your life or to other people, and that's like probably a little bit more.
He's also more
refreshing.
likely to be a criminal, which is exciting.
True. That's so
Self-made.
true. I feel like
Self-made.
old money, a lot of times they like the younger generation, they end up like having like substance, like they're addicted to something and they end up just wrecking all the money.
Yeah, the
and they
trust
become
kids,
broke.
like blow the money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if they're self-made, they can always like lose everything and then
Make some
become
more.
self-made again.
Which one has a prenup?
Which one has a
Both
prenup?
if you're smart.
I don't have a
Yeah,
prenup.
The old money's
You do,
definitely
it's
the
just with the
families making
state.
it
Yeah,
easier.
they're always gonna have a prenup.
You guys have prenups now, and you haven't even got married. You all have
Yes,
prenups.
you already
It's
have
with the
prenups.
state of
I
Nevada.
never,
You have a
I
prenup
never
with the state
had
of
one.
Nevada already.
Yes, because you either have one of your own or you have one with the state.
Oh,
Yeah, the government will determine it. So you should anti-cheating clauses, ladies, in the prenup.
No,
See?
Right.
See?
Anti-cheating clause.
Sexton was
That's
just talking
exactly
about
right.
this too. Sexton says like women are getting wise to the prenup thing. So what they do
Yes,
is
to
they
protect us
have
too,
their
especially
they
if
have
you're
their
a
they have their
stay-at-home
attorney
mom.
come back and go,
You're getting paid.
yes, but if you do this and this and this,
But
and
not
this,
in
then I get
California.
everything.
What do you mean?
It's a no-fault state.
Right, but that doesn't have
Yeah.
anything to do with the prenup.
Prenup
You
is-
still have to
is-
split
Yeah,
assets
like
Yeah,
if
and
somebody
children and,
somebody
and
cheats, that can be in your prenup. Like, okay, if
You
you
could-
cheat, I
you could
get
add
this,
whatever
get
you
that,
want.
Can't be
like-
thrown out if there's.
No.
no, why would it be
It's
thrown
a
out?
legally
It's an
binding
agreement that the
document
two of
between
you
two
came
people.
to. As long
So-
as both sides.
What would you
Okay.
constitute cheating?
Go ahead, Professor.
Cheating
Like
could
in
be a
this-
whole bunch. It could look like a whole
Put in the court of the
bunch
law.
of different things.
Ask the litigator here.
Well, I don't know. I mean, some people would say emotionally cheating is having an affair. Some people would say financial abuse is cheating. I mean, I don't know. I mean, most people would just say it's physical.
What's the craziest prenup you've ever seen?
Yeah.
I
Well,
was just gonna ask.
look at the one that we talked about with Taylor Swift and
Oh, yeah, Kelsey.
Oh.
Travis Kelsey. There's $20 million if either of them cheats.
It's not a lot for them though.
It's,
Well,
it's a
for
lot. It's a
her.
lot for Travis.
Yeah,
It's a
not
lot
for
for
her.
Travis.
Travis. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's still it's a proportion of his net worth.
So you guys
Yes.
are gonna hate this. I just found out yesterday at lunch with my family. One of my aunts and uncles out in Alaska are getting divorced. They've been together for maybe 30 years
Yeah,
plus.
that's long enough. Yeah.
Yeah, the wife is getting 70%,
Mm.
and he's worked his ass off. But I mean,
He should have stopped cheating. That's what happened. She
went
should
away
have taken
well.
away
No,
his
what
social
happened?
media.
But
He should have taken away her
yeah,
social media. Then
but
this would be
that's
happening.
through the state of Alaska. That's not through anything. That's through the state of Alaska.
Yeah.
The wife gets.
But why was
70%.
she awarded 70%?
No,
Like,
it
what did
wasn't
she get
her
out of
getting
it?
awarded. It just started, but it's by the state. That's like what the state goes by.
Wow.
So it just
Yeah,
started.
hold on. The state does not by default give women 70%. That is not a thing. There's no that would
That would
violate.
have been litigated.
That would
It has to
violate
be
discrimination
litigated.
laws. You
Yeah.
can't just buy discrimination by say that we had this thing called maternal presumption up until like 1983, where women by default were going to get the child. We don't do that anymore. It's against the law. So I think there's other things that happened where maybe he has higher earning potential, so they gave her more money. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's clearly one thing he got is a very poor divorce attorney.
I remember Jim Sexton saying something to the effect that like he had seen this written into prenups is that if the woman like
Gain 10
gains
pounds.
more
Have you seen this?
than like 10 pounds, or if she's ever weighs more than like 120 pounds, then that's grounds for divorce.
Oh my
No, what it was is for every 10 pounds she would lose 100 grand,
100 grand or something. Yeah.
And if she gets pregnant, or
No, it's like
Probably
they
it's
weighed her the day they got married,
play it
and
the other
every
way.
10 pounds she had gained since the day got married, she lost 100 grand. In the,
You can write it in.
Was he allowed to gain as much weight as he wanted?
I probably yeah.
I don't know.
Because he had the money and she needed to sign the
100 grand to me.
Yeah, but what if we just, hey, why don't you go off and see some dude so I can break even? You know what I'm saying?
Well, the reason I was asking about
that was
the
100 grand
the reason I was
first.
asking about old money or new money or self-made is that actually when I was studying psychology in college, I came across this really interesting study which was meant to determine what we call creative intelligence, right? What are women? What would be selected for, evolutionary speaking? Would it be a guy who just comes into wins the lottery, right? Just has a shit ton of money just by sheer chance. Or who's more attractive? That guy who is the lottery, comes from a family money, whatever it is, just has the money, right? Or the guy who makes a ton of money on his own, loses it all, and then makes that ton of money again. Who's more attractive in
That's
that
self-made.
situation?
Because he
They're both
knows how
equal
to-
physically, they're both
Yeah.
equally attractive physically, but like
But more
in that
attractive
situation-
or
don't
more
think
likely
they
to get
care.
laid? Because those are
I
two
don't
different
think they
questions.
care.
Like,
yes.
people get laid all the time.
Yes.
It matters.
If they're waiting
Well-
if they're waiting at the finish line, I don't think they give a shit if you lost all
Okay,
your money.
So prior to like right around like 1990, 1995, women would say they want the guy who has the creative intelligence to come back from adversity, the guy who can go bankrupt, lose it all, and then or have the tornado rip through the town and then be able to rebuild the town again. That guy has creative intelligence and will be selected for. But now in the social media age, you notice that half of the women said, I want the old money and I want the payoff right here and now. And the other half wanted the guy who's self-made, which theoretically should be the more secure guy for you to want to get with, as opposed to just having that, because you never know if you could lose that money and you can't make it back again.
The old money heirs don't know how to make money. They just know what to do with
They
it.
just
Like,
sit on
their
top of
parents-
it and guard it,
That
yeah.
Their parents, I invest this. It's like, no, your parents give you money and like
Mhm.
you're for your business or whatever you're doing. To me, I definitely always think like self-made because they have the ability to make it again because you never know. Life is very unstable.
Well, that's
People get
that
it.
was what the experiment was meant to determine is creative intelligence an attraction cue.
I'm not going to judge anybody whether they have old money or not, and I'm
as
gonna.
long as they give me money.
Yeah, no. But I'm gonna
It all
respect
spends the
somebody if
same,
they
right?
have old money. I'm gonna respect somebody if they're self-made. If they have old money, they might still know how to make money. They might still be really, really hardworking.
Mhm.
So it's just on a case by case basis.
Mhm.
'Cause
So you'd
they
rather
can't-
have the instant gratification of lots of money with the possibility that maybe he knows how to do it, rather than the proven ability to make a lot of money and then remake it again.
Well, old
Yeah,
money
I
is
mean-
stable too, though. So like old money
Can
is old
be.
money
Can be.
because it's stable.
Mhm.
So
Maybe
if we're
less
talking-
variance, but yeah.
Yeah, if we're talking about stability, the old money is the safer choice. It really just comes down to personality at that point, like
I agree
what you're
with
going
that.
for long term.
Yeah.
Y'all
And
gonna
you
be
would
ass
know
out
the
when that
person
tornado rips through the
beforehand.
village and you can't rebuild your house again. You're living in a grass hut.
Not necessarily, not if the old money, it trickles down the line and they actually teach each other how to build something, you know?
Generally, like after the third or fourth generation, they become art history teachers and blow all the way. Yeah, it's
I
not.
agree.
yes.
That's more common than not.
Liberal arts major.
If you don't plan on reproducing, that's okay. You can
Mhm.
be the last generation to go
Yes,
out.
Mhm.
I'm
So
right
it really
here.
depends on
I'm
your
fucking
priorities,
right
which is,
here. I'm right here. You're talking right at me. All right,
Old
let's
money.
go.
All right. Let me do these super chats right quick because these are good. This is $20 super chat. How many dates is too many to not take a girl home? I've been on 3. We've made out a couple of times and talk on the phone a lot. But for real, I'm ready to count it as an L and move on. But I could be wrong. I don't know. Shout outs to the ladies.
Have you talked about religious views, beliefs? Like, is she somebody that's trying to wait till marriage, that sort of thing?
It doesn't matter. I agree with because here's the reason why. No, Harper's making a great point, but the reason why it doesn't matter is because even if the religious views were strong enough, if she was attracted, you can do anything if she's attracted.
Hold on, that's saying that
Anything.
person would be greater than God at that point. You know
No,
what I'm
no.
saying?
In that moment when she's horny, yes, that's correct. That's
So
exactly.
you think that guys should be greater than God in order to
I don't
take
think
a very
I don't
religious
think they
person
I don't think
home?
they should be greater than God. What I'm saying is, if a woman is attracted, like this is the thing. When I hear all this stuff about being nice, buy flowers, whatever. If she is attracted to you, you can buy her flowers, be a simp. You can do anything you want if she's attracted to you. If she's not attracted to you, and you're like, I'm going to show a bunch of determination and show this woman that she is my true
Perseverance.
love, and you will get a stalking charge if you do some shit like that. It doesn't matter as long as she's attracted. So going back to this question with this guy, been on 3 dates. There were 2 things that I was listening for, and he answered both of them. Number one is went on dates and we made out a little bit. What that tells me is, whereas this date should have been 2 or 3 hours, you let this go to 5, 6, 7 hours. And when you did so, you allowed her to know I can get validation from this man without giving up sex. Number 2, then she started talking to you for a long time on the phone. If you're my homie, I'm not going to talk to you on the line. My God, man, I'm just having a really hard time because the Cowboys didn't really make any moves this offseason. I'm just really, really sad. No, bro. That's the thing. I've been I remember I was in a long distance relationship one time. It wasn't actually, she was moving in with me. And when she would go visit her family, she would want to sit on the phone for 3.5, 4 hours like I didn't have a job. Because why? Because she was getting tons of validation and I was getting no sex. And so from her standpoint, it was fine because that's how long distance relationships work. And so what I'm telling you is this woman has been trained by you to know that she can get all the validation she wants without giving up sex. And it's fine with her because there's another guy she's probably having sex with. That's what I think. I would get. It's not an L. It's just you need to have stronger standards for yourself. Check out a video in my Limiting Beliefs playlist. There's a video in there called Data Reveals Nice Guys Finish Last. There's another video in there called Why Am I Getting Ghosted? There's another video in there called Are You Terrified to Approach? There's a bunch of videos that deal with this specific thing. One of the most recent videos I have, we go over this specific thing, how women will say they want one thing and date a guy who does another thing. It's all in that Limiting Beliefs playlist on this YouTube channel.
Or you could just pick up my book and read Iron Rule of Tomasi, number 3.
Yes.
Here's the last one. Thanks for the $20 super chat. Interesting question was get back with ex or be single for 10 years. Oh, that was a good one when they were doing the splitting up.
Yeah.
So get back with ex or be single for 10 years. Most said be with the ex. My question is, if the ladies could not be with anyone besides the first man they slept with, how many would be single, a virgin, or married?
I think they can say whatever they want and still sleep with guys they're attracted to. I just really think I keep coming back to this whole point. If a woman is attracted to you, she can be a dyed-in-the-wool Christian who is married and would never cheat on her husband in a million years. But if she is attracted to you, the leverage point that you have is magnificent. And by the way, same thing for men. In fact, it's easier to trigger attraction in men if you're physically attracted to them. And it's even easier if that man comes from a sexual deficit. We keep talking about this fake world, this imaginary world where everyone is moral and they say, I like roses and butterflies and unicorn buttholes and all this kind of stuff. And I love men who bring me flowers and I like people who are moral and I blah, blah. We can keep saying all the words.
Somebody's now going to give you an AI illustration of a unicorn.
The words, what I'm saying
Thanks
is the
a
words
lot.
don't mean shit. I don't mean that people are lying. What I'm saying is it's just like if what this person was saying was true, you wouldn't have cheating. If what you're saying was true, women wouldn't date the bad boy. We do so because we keep saying what we're attracted to and we end up dating other things. Again, I'm going to call a foul for both men and women. The man who ends up saying, I would never date the 304 stripper and ends up marrying her as soon as he finally gets sex from a woman that he's never been with, who's that hot. And the woman who says, I would never date a bad boy. I would never date the influencers. I don't like guys who are surrounded by women because they come off as players. I don't like dad bods. And then that's exactly who she sleeps with. That's the point. It happens for both sides.
Virtue is important. Intelligence is important
when they're attracted.
Being a good, moral, upstanding citizen of Las Vegas is very important.
Yes.
But no man has ever virtued a woman into bed.
Thank you.
There you go. End of story. What was the next one? Oh, that one. Oh God, this one is great.
Guys, what do you think? This is a really good strategy.
DM'd 100,000 tortas to see how many would actually want to crack. Out of that 100,000, 64% left me undelivered, 36% egoed me, and only 1,450 actually responded. But that's perfectly fine because out of that 1,450, 870 wanted to crack. And before I get into how many I cracked, I pulled these tortas by finding an aesthetic picture of a model that they already find attractive and just had AI swap out his face with mine so I could have some good looking photos for my profile. And I just used Regen for this. And out of that 870, I've cracked 34 so far, but we still have 836 left, so wish me luck.
Is cracked like full
sexual intercourse?
Okay,
Yeah.
cool, okay.
He cracked tortas. Do you guys think that's good?
Tortas.
Have you seen? He has another one where he cracks 100 crackheads. It's really funny. It's so funny. He's not doing any of this, by the way. He's just trying to sell the Regen.
Yes.
If you guys haven't figured it out, I just thought this was a really funny, creative way to make money.
Are there any body shaming comments on those things? I'm wondering.
Probably not. They probably think it's hilarious. And the funny thing is him saying he's cracking tortas. I bet you a bunch of women thought that video was so funny that they hit him up. Because that's a really creative way. That's a really creative way.
Speaking
to do
of creative ways to use Tinder, here's what you do. I just saw this recently. What you do is you take your pictures, and you turn them upside down, and then you put them on Instagram or you put them on Tinder, right? So what you have to do is you have to turn it upside down. The girls have to turn upside to see what he is. If the guy's obviously ugly, so they swipe left, which is of course right, because now you get to. I'm like genius. Oh, okay. I think I got that one.
Okay, ladies, who here wants to get divorced someday? Think exciting to get divorced? Who here wants to do it? Nobody? Nobody's excited about doing that? That could be fun in the future. You could start a YouTube channel.
Picked out though for when I do.
You could start a YouTube channel. You could start a TikTok channel. You make so much money just talking about how shitty your ex was. It's a great way to make money. That's what I found.
Should we make like a channel?
Make your
I feel
own.
like it would be very profitable in a lot of ways. We could do it, yeah. For sure.
Trying to find that one.
Just get control.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah,
You mean
the bear?
Oh, the bear. Okay, I have that one here.
All right, here we go, guys.
Why did I say? I thought it was something.
Ladies,
else.
who here would rather be in the forest with a man or a bear? Who chooses the man?
What kind of bear?
Grizzly bear.
There it is.
Here
we go.
Who would rather have the
Women are
man?
talking about like, oh, I choose the bear, and men are like, oh yeah, you choose the bear. You choose the bear with animalistic instincts that will fucking kill you, and it's like, yeah, well, I know an animal will fucking kill me. What will a man do with me? What the fuck would a man do to me? And the thing that's crazy is like women are like, we're scared of you because you can harm us. And men are just like, well, I hate you because you're a fucking bitch. And I can't wait to post this and I can't wait to hear what the men will say because I know they're going to say some stupid shit. And the fact that they lack so much empathy, like you as a man can just sit there and be like, you know what? Yeah, like we do scare women a lot of the times and I should try to avoid that and do my part in this world. And I know that, oh, well, I've never been weird towards a woman. Why can women just like bunch us all together? Okay, well, I've never fucking littered, but I still pick up the trash because I still do my part.
Ladies, what do you think about this? We need to empathize with her necessity to be with the bear. What do you guys think? The bear or the man?
The bear.
They don't even. Do you know
Why the
do you know
bear?
where that? Do you know what that comes from?
Because a man
the
can
bear
do
or the man?
so much worse to you than a bear.
No, it can't. No, that's not
Yes.
true.
Impale you.
Yes.
Impale you.
A bear is not going to tie you up and keep you in its
No,
cave for months straight.
actually, it could keep you. Number one, number two, and it could keep you alive. Number one, number two. The vast majority of men are not going to do anything bad to you if they bump into you in the forest.
That's
the
not the
vast
question.
majority.
The question is the man or the bear. And we both know like what men are capable of,
There it
and we
is.
know what a bear is.
And then in that case, the woman or the bear, we should choose the bear. It's an absurd argument.
What's the
because
size of the man, the
You know what?
strength, like the age? Like,
It's this thing where feelings are exceeding clear logic. Listen, I don't care what you say. If I put a random man and there was a grizzly bear, you have never seen a fucking grizzly bear up close. The thing is 17 feet tall and would kill you in the most gruesome way possible. This is an absurd argument, and people keep making it over and over again because you're trying to prove a point about how shitty men are when we are at the lowest rate of sexual assault in rape in human
What is
recorded
One in
history. It's not 1 in 3.
Can someone
Yeah.
explain what
It's no.
I
That
put
is
one bear
heavily
means?
disputed.
Okay,
What you're talking-
so because I'm thank you for asking because I
always
know
see
you got
it
to
in
give
the
frame of
comments.
reference. So, gosh, it's almost a year old now. There's this bear.
It's more than a
right.
year.
There was it actually came from a video meme of a woman who was with I think it might have been her husband or a boyfriend or something. They're hiking in the forest and like literally a bear comes, right? And they have this confrontation with the bear. The woman I think they're in like Smoky Mountains or something in Tennessee or something. And so the tourists want to go and see the bear, right? Because they think it's you can pet a bear, it's okay. And the guy's like, no, you are going to get killed because the bear will literally kill you. It's pretty much a 100% certainty that if you get close enough to a brown bear, a black bear, a grizzly bear, I don't care what fucking bear it is. And I know because I lived in Lake Tahoe long enough to know to identify bears. They will fuck you up. Okay. I have been very close to bears in the Tahoe Keys, like literally as close as I am to you to bears. You get that adrenaline rush. You're like, you're gonna die.
A man in the forest or drinking hemlock, which is better? It's the exact same equation.
It's not, because and I'll tell you why. Every single woman here.
Anyway,
at the
she
table,
said, I choose the bear instead of the guy because the point is this, is that what they're trying to say is the man is more dangerous than the bear. The problem with that logic right there is the bear is a 100% certainty that you are going to die. The guy is the man. There is not a 100% certainty that you are going to die.
Let me flip your perspective here. Okay. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 women at this table. How many women have an experience with a bear?
I've had one in Tahoe.
Okay,
In Tahoe,
okay.
yeah.
How many women have an experience with a man? And that is why we choose the bear.
Right, but it's still illogical. I understand
No,
that you're.
it's not illogical.
Okay, ladies, for all of you who have
Go
had
ahead, hold on,
experience
go
with a
ahead.
man,
Spencer, go ahead.
How many of you are still alive after that experience?
That's
all of you.
honestly
I'm
the scary
amazing.
part because
Yes.
a man can do so much worse
Yes,
than what
but
a bear will do. And living to tell
You
about
don't
it.
get to, but you
just
don't
because
live
you
to tell
survived
about it when the bear mauls you and tears your throat out.
You know what? Some women don't live to tell about it either when a man is done with
And as a
that.
percentage, as a
And
percentage
woman's
in the
number
encounter with a
one
bear.
threat- a woman's number one threat is her husband. If a woman goes missing or is murdered, the very first person they look at is their husband or the boyfriend. And then they move on to the dad and the brother. There's a reason why women choose the bear.
Right. And the percentage of women who are murdered in the world is less than 1%. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm going to press you a little bit. So what did you mean when you said we all know what men are capable of? That's what you said. You said you picked the bear because we all know what men are capable of.
I mean, just use your imagination.
Okay, but can't you imagine a scenario where the man didn't kill you, where the man was just
Right,
in
but
the
we're
forest?
we're talking about a man or a bear doing something terrible.
Why
to you.
are we
Why is
talking?
it
No,
implied
I
that the
don't think
bear's
we're
going to
talking
do
about
something terrible?
bad happening.
Most bears, if you yell at them, they run away.
We're talking about either a man or a bear in the forest. Okay, right? We didn't say anything about either of them doing anything bad to you. You chose the bear because you've had a bad experience with the man or multiple, right? And you know what they're, I mean, you said it yourself, you know what they're capable of, right? Yeah, but we know with absolute certainty, almost, that grizzly bear is going to fuck you up, right?
No, most bears run away. We know that.
No,
because bear
well-
attacks are not super
Okay,
high.
fair.
Right, but
fair.
but
The bear
you
runs
aren't in the
away,
forest
and
with a
you're
bunch of
like,
bears.
I
often.
don't think grizzly bears will run away from you.
Yeah, grizzly bears are not running.
Bears get up.
But what
Okay.
did you mean when you said 1 in 3? I didn't know what you were.
So-
what you
Over the course of a lifetime, 1 in 3 women is sexually assaulted.
okay? By bears?
No, by men.
Yeah. Dolphins are different.
Anything else, counselor?
No, that's
okay.
Physical and emotional too. There's a lot that goes into it. I think details are specific here. Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, the how about 3 bears and then 3 men? What would you still choose the 3 bears?
Yes.
Okay, so here's the issue, right? If there were 3 men and one of them was random, and the other 2 were me and Rolo, we wouldn't let We wouldn't let this guy do anything to you.
We're not choosing specific people. Like if you told me, would you leave me in the woods with Mr. Rogers or a bear? I'm going to choose Mr. Rogers.
Right. But here's my point. If the majority, here's the thing. Let's use central limit theorem. Most men do not commit sexual assault or rape. Most men. So the more men we put in the group, the more likely we are to have men in the group who did not commit any kind of assault. If that is the case, those men in the same group with the other men are not going to let those men assault you.
I think a lot more men have committed sexual assault than they would ever admit.
I have found data to quite concisely contravene
that.
that.
Data is dependent on women actually reporting what is happening.
No,
to
again,
them, and
even
then
with that.
also being proven in a court of law, where a lot of women go through shit and they never ever report it, and it's for situations like this. It's like we don't want to argue with you guys about what men are capable of when we all know what they are.
I know women who are capable of
Women are capable of making up
I
false
have
allegations and stabbing you.
Yes,
and all sorts of things.
I know. I've seen many women who got caught cheating and made false accusations about them being SA'd. That's happened often as well. So that's the thing. It's like if I'm alone with a woman, actually the woman or the bear, I actually might choose the bear because the woman, unless there's a camera, she could make up a charge against me, and then I'm screwed forever. I got to live with this for the rest of my life. So if there's a camera there, I'm fine. But if there's no camera there, then I'm in trouble.
Does that count as bestiality?
What do you mean?
If you choose the bear instead of the woman? Is that
If I choose the
bestiality?
bear, it depends on what I do with the bear.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
Cheers. Okay, what's the next video?
1 second.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
Oh.
Oh, you want me to give you the
Yeah,
next
yeah,
video?
give me
I'm
one.
sorry. There we go. Then we already chose the bear. This one is so good right here. Dating with intention.
Oh, okay. I got
Guys, ladies, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Okay. See if I can say this the best way.
Okay. Let's line this
Men-
up.
as
Here's a
men,
layup.
as men, I hear this all the time. Are you dating with intent? Are you dating with intention? If I'm a man and I meet an amazing woman, I've had this happen before, and I was like, man, I'd really like to date this girl long term, and she just wants me for sex. I'll still probably have sex with her, and so will your future husband, and he might even lie about it, but they all will say yes. So dating with intent, if it works out, that's fine. If it doesn't work out, that's fine. That's why we as men don't really date with intent unless we're being horribly, horribly shamed by our family for not having kids before we're 29. That's the difference. Whenever I hear a woman dating with intent, what does that tell me she was doing before? What does that mean she was doing before? If she's dating with intent now, what was she doing before, Spencer?
Not dating.
She was not dating with intent, and that's what she's proclaiming to me. Whenever I hear dating with intent, I run. That is a terrifying. Go ahead, play it.
All right, here we go.
Yep. Oh my goodness. Here we go.
If a woman at 35 years old, all right, fellas, tells you that she is dating with intentions, I am not telling you that this bitch is lying. Because she might be telling the truth. She might be dating with intentions. But you got to ask yourself at some point, why? If she was 21 and she was dating with intentions, that would make more sense. Why? Because she's young. She hasn't fucked up her life yet. So if she's dating with intentions, there's a higher, I ain't gonna say high. Oh, shit. There's a higher probability you can take her serious. But if she tells you, and if she makes it 14 fucking years, all right, G, because that's the gap. Now, whatever the fuck is going on in these 14 years, that's a business. It ain't yours, but it's for you to be aware of. All right, fellas? You ain't gotta know exactly, not every detail, but time tells. So if she's made it this far, to 35 years old, you gotta ask yourself a few questions. Have you been dating? You gotta ask her this. Now, don't ask her this verbatim because it's very offensive. You just gotta ask yourself this, all right? Have you been dating with intentions for 14 years? Because if you have, you suck at this shit. All right, you are horrible. All right, because at some point, especially if the bitch is beautiful, you should have landed something at some destination.
Ladies, my favorite are the women who are just like they've destroyed every relationship that they've ever been in, and you go on the dating app and at the top it says looking for a relationship. It's just the best thing. Dating with intention, not looking for a hookup. Like the girl who is the reason why she's saying she's not looking for a hookup is why, guys? Why? Why is she saying she's not looking to hook up? Why is she saying that she's dating with intention? Because she used to just hook up and not date with intention. That's the reason why. That's why it's such a red flag. Do you want to know what I did when I started the podcast, my podcast, whatever, 5 years ago? You know who I told? No one.
Nobody.
I just started it. I just started the podcast. If I liked a girl, do you know what I did? I would date her for a while and then I'd be like, I like you. I didn't tell her on our first date. You know what I want is to date with intention and see if maybe we just met, right? We just met. You're not that attracted to me. Yeah, just wondering. I'm just dating with intention. I was wondering if I could see you as the mother of my children. And I'm gonna be around all the time to talk to you. It's like, hey, you seem cool. Let's have some fun and just see what happens. Come on, the pizza's coming. Come on, let's have a good time. Oh, look, it's a game. Like that's actually more attractive than yeah. Oh my God. Let me let you know. I was talking to my pastor and it's time for me to get married and have some children right now. So I was wondering if you've got those big old birthing hips that'll work out for me. Like, no, it's so weird.
No,
it's so weird.
I like that.
Oh, here we go.
Really?
There we go.
I like that.
How would you know that I talk in my
Big old
sleep?
birthing
attorney?
hips.
Rumor,
How would
okay?
you know?
I listen
Why
to
would
the
my
rumors.
attorney know that it's client privilege? There we go. Have you seen this one? Here we go.
Well, I got one for you. Hang on. Let me. Okay. This is ancillary to what you just said. Watch
For
this.
2.5 months before we got engaged. That was pretty funny, actually. Like maybe 2 months in. Actually, so our first date was September 5th, and we got engaged December 22nd.
Was
So-
she at all surprised?
Well, what was really funny is that about mid-November, November 15th, I remember all the dates. November 15th, it was the first time I said I love you to my wife, and she said thank you. And that lasted for about a month. That was a very awkward month. It was like I'd finish every phone call, I'd be like, love you, sweetheart, thanks, bye. So that was real awkward. But the reason she was doing that, and it made sense, is because what happened next, right? December 15th, she says to me, I love you too. And she knew what was going to happen. She said then the next words out of my mouth were, okay, let's get married. Like, we're done. Okay, I love you. You love me. We're done. Let's get married. Let's have kids. Let's have a life together. And she goes, let's just enjoy this time. So I'm not enjoying this time. This is miserable for me. Like, what are you talking about? If you're a religious person dating for marriage, the worst thing is the dating. The dating and the engagement sucks. Like if you're a religious person, then you get to get married, you get to sleep with the person, you get to live with the person, build a life. But like that's all the rest of this is just delay. So she's like, why don't we enjoy this? I'm like, you don't understand. I'm not enjoying this at all. This sucks. Like I want to lock this down. We'll be done. It'll be great. This will be over. This period of our life. She was like, well, let's just think about it. A week later, we got engaged.
There you go.
Sounds a lot like the story you just said.
Just curious,
Yeah.
Spencer. Your diagnosis here. He said, I love you. And she said,
thank you.
Thank you. She did this for a while.
That's a red flag.
And then he had an explanation for why she was doing that. But I don't think it was the correct explanation.
Which was if she says I love you back, then he needs to ask her to marry her.
Yes, correct. The reason why she did not say I love you back is because she's not that into you.
Right.
And the reason why he can maintain the relationship is because in spite of all his I don't know what proclivities that make her unattracted, he's super rich and famous. I think that might have something to do with it. I think some guys have so much status that they can overcome the fact of what blue pill what's it called? Blue pill alpha.
Blue pill alpha.
Blue pill alpha, yeah.
I don't know. That first thank you should have given him every sign he needed.
Yeah.
Somebody, you say I love you to somebody, and they say thank you.
But the goal was to get married. Do you see the problem? The goal was to get married, not to find someone to get married to. The goal was, hey, I want to skip this part. We're delaying. I want to skip this part. And so that's the issue. That regardless of what, I'm not trying to say anything about Ben Shapiro's life, but that's not coming from a place of abundance.
I hung on to that video because I always think it's like emblematic of like these guys who want to say, well, I was persistent. I just ground
Wore her down.
I wore her down. Like, and I hate to say it, but Bradley and like what's his Cardone, Grant Cardone have very similar stories with their wives, where the wives did not want to have anything to do with these dudes until they start making some money, right?
Yeah.
But the guys think that they got in there because they were persistent and because women love persistence. They love you to chase them. I'm like, yeah, maybe for like the first like week or two, but like when we're talking like 6 or 8 months of it, that makes seem like it's a noble cause or a noble goal. But what you're really doing is ignoring the signs that she's just not into you. And then suddenly she is. Wonder why that changed. Well, maybe it's because Grant Cardone became Grant Cardone. Or Ben Shapiro suddenly founded Daily Wire, and now suddenly, oh, you know what? I love you too. It's like it's months of thank you, and then suddenly it's I love you. What changed? Was it because he was like super persistent, or was it the fact that like she realized, okay, maybe this guy actually has something going for him, and I need long-term security?
Or the fact that they were in a very religious relationship, so neither one of them were
That could
being
be
laid.
that could be true.
I think I'm going to push back. I think he was in a religious relationship.
Yeah.
So that's details.
I think she was saying, let's just enjoy this.
That's right.
I think he was in a religious relationship. And again, I don't dislike Ben Shapiro. I understand that this was a choice that he felt that is right for him. But just like the situation with Steven Crowder, I got married in the state of Texas with no prenup, and I sit there and because I follow the Lord, therefore everything's going to work out with my wife. Listen, bro, I read the same Bible you do. It says in the book of Luke, he who puts his hand to the plow while looking back is not fit for the kingdom of God. God did not tell you to be stupid. God did not tell you to be stupid. And if God was here right now, he'd probably be like, bro, you need to get a prenup. That's what he would say, bro. He'd be like, Samson and Delilah, pimp, get a prenup.
I think the problem with very successful people, businessmen and businesswomen, is they look at love sometimes like a challenge, and they, like, his story, he tells it from the perspective of this was such a huge challenge and I overcame it and I'm so proud of it. And that's great in business, but not always in love.
Oh my God, such a great point. Yes, if you are determined, if you use a lot of determination, I have some of my clients and I teach them, like, hey, if you're dating a girl, like you really should not seem that eager, or you should have other things going on in your life. If it's the gym, other women you're dating, etc. And then they go, okay, Michael, I was going to a job interview. Like, should I play it cool? And I'm like, no, it's a job interview. You need to call that motherfucker every day and say, I would like to work here. I would like to work here. I would like to work here. If I got people want to work for me and they're persistent, the persistence works because you're solving a problem for me and you're a man and I'm a man. That's how we solve problems for you. Can be a persistent. In fact, you can be a man and be fully autistic, but if you can do my taxes, I don't give a shit that you're autistic. I don't care if you smell funny. I don't care if you're weird. If you solve a problem for me, you can work for me. For a woman, you take that same level of determination when you're not attractive to her, and you will go to jail. You will go straight to jail.
Yeah, exactly.
You are a stalker. That's what happens. Determination without attraction is a disaster. But women keep saying, I want a guy who's determined. Loyalty with a man who isn't attractive it is like tits on a male dog. It is worthless. The idea, when we go out later on, we'll go to North Vegas to see a bunch of homeless people there. They'll be super loyal to you. Tell me all about it, how attractive that is. It is not attractive. Attractive men are attractive. Once they're attractive, it's awesome that they're caring, that they're loyal, that they're kind, that they want to take care of their kids, that they're protectors and provide. That stuff's great. But before you're attracted to them, all those things are ancillary and mean nothing. That's the problem. Before attraction occurs, all these things mean nothing. Once they go through the attraction portal, you can become Prince Charming. You could buy your wife flowers every single day of her life as long as she knows other women want to fuck you. That is the difference.
Would you like me to tell you a story? Would you like Rolo story time really quickly?
Of course. I always want to hear
All right.
Rolo's
Well,
story
I will
time.
explain because I just celebrated 30 years of marriage with my wife. Just went on a big long trip to Catalina about a week and a half ago. And I will tell you this is when I met her, I had no money, zero. And she worked in healthcare, let's just say. And so she's seeing guys who are, radiologists and ER docs who are like making way more than I was.
This is the Ford administration.
Well, not the Ford administration, more like Bush administration. Clinton. There you go. But the thing is that it wasn't about, like, I have guys who'll say, well, women just want the money. I'm like, well, I'll tell you, the thing is like when I was in sort of my rock star 20s, I had no money, but I did very well with women in my 20s, right? And it wasn't because I had money. It wasn't because I had assets. I had like a beat up pickup truck, a half stack, and like a couple guitars. That was my liquid assets when I was in my 20s, right? And when I married my wife, I can tell you right now with 100% certainty, it wasn't for my money. I had nothing, right? And that was kind of the thing that made us back then, is because we talk about like what's the average wedding cost now? It's like something like $30,000.
The more expensive the wedding, the more likely they are to divorce. Is that true?
That's shorter. The more expensive the wedding, the shorter the marriage.
We spent a grand total of $5,000 on our wedding, and most of the stuff we got was for free because we had friends that gave it. The location we were at, we got for free, and so. But my wife told me this like back in the day, and even to this day, she says, "I know you didn't have any money or anything like that." I'm like, oh, because I was like, dumbfounded. How do I beat out these guys who are like radiologists and stuff? Because they should be the better bet, right? Transactional, and she says, but I don't love any. I didn't love any of these guys. And she said, I saw potential in you. And so that kind of stuck with me for a long time, especially until I heard, like, was Rich Cooper who said this, is women don't care about men's struggles. They wait at the finish line and they bang the winners. Right. And I said, that's only half true though, because not every not every woman can be at the finish line because there's far fewer winners that
Yes,
are
they have to
passing the finish line
anticipate. Yeah.
than there are women who are willing to wait at the finish line. So what happens is women have to make a bet on a guy before he's a winner. And they have to see, it's almost like putting a bet on a horse, that horse is going to be the winner when he crosses
buying Bitcoin at $1.
So here's the strategy is this is I like this guy. I'm in love with this guy. I like fucking this guy. The attraction, the arousal, all that stuff's already there. He doesn't have the kind of money that, for the long term, but I got the impression when we were talking about creative intelligence, I get the impression that this guy has potential. I'm going to get in the car with this guy and we're going to both together go across the finish line. And all these bitches, I'm, hey, see you later, bitch. But there has to be some sort of bet on that guy's future for that woman to want to get with that guy in the first place. And so in that case, I think a lot of people would like to tell you that everything is like super transactional, and it can become that for sure. But I will tell you this right now, my wife didn't marry me for my money. I can tell you there was no money. Go ahead.
So me and are we the only married people at this
I think
table?
so. I
Yeah,
think so.
listen to us. Sorry guys, but I married my husband. He's not a multimillionaire. I've been with them. I'm sorry,
Oh.
I'm with the close to the mic.
Well, I should say I make
Michael.
more than those radiologists now too.
I always grab the Michael. I mean the
the
mic from Michael. I always grab the mic from Michael. It's a thing.
Uh-huh.
Anyways, I'm sorry.
No, it's perfect. I think what you said is
But I will say Rola's completely right. Like I married my husband because I just fucking love that man, and he doesn't have a bunch of money. Like I've been with guys who have a ton of money, and you just grow with someone. Like you see them and you fall in love with someone, and that's what you need. You just need to love someone unconditionally. You have to be a selfless person, and there's not a lot of people like that nowadays. So yeah.
But you do have to be hot for him first.
Yeah, and be hot too. But it takes a certain kind of person to be like, okay, sacrifice. That's what marriage is. It's sacrifice, and it's hard, and people don't like hard. So if you can do hard and sacrifice, and be married. If not, then don't get married.
And either one is okay.
Or find the right partner
Yeah, or
that
find
has
the
like
right
the
friend.
same vices and
Yeah,
you guys
yeah,
are honest
yeah.
with each other.
There it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Heroin matches with heroin.
Yeah.
Exactly. Abundance.
Swingers match with swingers.
Yeah, exactly.
There are
If both parties are okay with devil's threesomes, then you can make it work. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Guess
That's
I'm with the
that's
right woman then.
So I don't have a controversial opinion on this one, but I feel like in your 20s you date for potential, but then you
Mhm.
hit your 30s and your 40s and you can no longer waste your time on like
Yeah. That's not
somebody's
controversial.
potential.
I agree with you. Yeah.
You have to date someone with actual achievements in life once you hit a certain
Listen, I am
age.
right here.
I got married
People
at
keep
30.
talking about me.
I'm
I'm
32.
here. Huh?
I got married at 30. I'm 32. I was engaged the majority of my 20s to two different people.
I think
No,
you're
you
right.
don't
I think you're right. Especially, well, I'm going to say it's probably more important for women though, because once women get to 30 to 40, whatever, women primarily are looking for long-term security in their lives. And it's easier to find a guy in your 20s than it is to find a guy in your 30s or your 40s, especially if you're dating with intent, right? What's that intent imply? It implies a long-term security. Whether that security, it doesn't have to be financial. It can also be emotional security. I think a lot of people think that when I talk about in my books and stuff like that, when I talk about long-term security, a lot of people think I mean finances, and that's definitely part of it. But there's other ways that you can be secure in a relationship. Like hell, what the hell? Women are always talking about, like, I need a guy who's emotionally available, and I divorced him because he wasn't emotionally available. Well, it's because it's emotional security, right? It's secure in your relationship, secure in your compatibility, secure in your love for each other, right? And money, yes, that's another part of it too. But you're looking at the long term, is what. So
Right.
the way I put it down is this: from about 18 to about 28, women have this window of opportunity where it's like, okay, I have sexual selection. I have life that's going to impact my life for the rest of my life. I have more selection between 18 and 28 than I'm going to between, say, 30 and 38 or 40 and 48. And as women progress in life and everything, and this is just I'm not saying it's good or it's bad. I'm just saying that this is just simply the way it is. But if women are looking for long-term security, they either have to find it in a guy or they have to provide it for themselves, whether it's through education and through have their own business or their career or whatever. The long-term security part has to be there. And that's really, I think, one of the reasons why we have such a divide between men and women right now is because women, I mean, the whole bear discussion, it's like, you don't trust men to be your security. You don't trust men to do anything except for be abusive. You don't trust men to do anything,
No,
be
I think
incompetent.
that's misconstrued.
Mhm.
Like, I'm not saying don't trust men. I'm just saying in general, and I feel like this goes both ways. It's not one sex or the other. I think trust is earned. It's not given. So, you know, back to the whole being in the middle of the woods with a bear thing. It's like, I know I can scare off a bear. I don't
Some
think
bear, possibly.
A lot of them, you can usually
scare
yell at
me
them
off.
and they run away. A lot of bears, you
All right,
can yell at them and they run
that's
away.
that's semantics, but go ahead.
But like, you know, you can't. Men have determination. I mean, so does the bear, but you know what I'm saying. So, but it goes to, I'm not talking about just like financial security and, you know, dating for potential, but it's like when you're in your 20s, somebody might say they want all these things, or they may have behaviors and habits that are not healthy. And then at that point, you're dating for potential. Like, okay, they go out and drink 4 nights a week. Like, but they have the potential to be so good if they just stop drinking. Like, I'm not just talking about money here. So when you hit your 30s and your 40s, people's personalities are typically pretty solidly cemented as who they are. Can they change? Yes, absolutely. But often not really. And so when you get to your 30s and 40s, you're not looking at potential anymore.
You're looking for a turnkey relationship.
You're looking for, you have to look at the person
a proven
as
commodity.
they are,
Mhm.
not as who they can be. If this is somebody who's 42 and they're out and drinking every single weekend, they're not going to change. There is no real potential there. They're more than halfway through their lifespan.
Is that like the saying, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the
Yes,
first time?
Absolutely. Like in your 20s, you prove who you are. Your 20s, you know, and even maybe some of your 30s, but like who you are in your mid to late 30s and up, you're pretty solidly cemented, and that's no longer potential. That's just who you are.
Well, taking a chance on a guy who has already proven himself as an unreliable commodity. I'm not going to put money into a stock or crypto or whatever it is that is a proven loser, right? And I'll say this is that and maybe this is again an age thing, but as you get older, you're looking for something that's more certain than. I think maybe even just made this point, like when you're in your 20s, you have the luxury of being able to bet on potential. Whereas when you're already in your 30s, why is that? Why is there an urgency in your 30s or your 40s, right? Well, because you understand on some level of consciousness that the clock's ticking, right? So either you provide your own security for yourself, or you hope for a jewel in the rough. You hope to find the right guy who is unattached, who doesn't drink, like isn't an alcoholic, isn't a drug addict, isn't a narcissist, isn't, you know, whatever, and doesn't have like personal problems. And those guys are fewer and fewer and further between, because the guys who don't have those problems, they're already married. They're already paired off.
That's true. Yeah.
They're on their third marriage.
Yeah, let me get these last here. Let me run on these right quick.
You know what?
This is more to the point.
One
here.
of the thing I want to say that's very different from our show is that we have a lot of guys who super chat, and like I know them, like because we do social
the
circle, and
same
we
guys.
become friends with all of them.
You might as well be on the show.
Yeah, literally, like Gab, fucking Rational Redneck, like these guys, we know them like personally. So that's one of the things I do love about the show is we kind of created a family. And the other thing I will say, and again, this is not to call shade. Obviously I enjoy David Cooley's work and Brian Atlas's work and Myron and Fresh. I enjoy their work. We're friends with all these girls. Like we do things with them. We throw events with them. We had charity events with them. It's very different. Like we're actually closer. So the thing for some of you guys who might be new to this format, the difference between us is that when they're lying to us, when they're lying to Myron, he goes, "Stop the cap," but he doesn't actually know. The difference with me is when they're lying, I actually know. Like I know all of their exes. I know when they're actually lying. Like seriously, I've called girls out here before. It's like, I know
Stop the cap.
You want to say homosexual? Your last 3 boyfriends were porn stars. I'm not so sure if that's true. Gotcha, bitch. I have actually done that before.
Michael,
Exactly.
remember the Frank Castle?
Yes, the Frank Castle. She got Frank Castle by. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's get through these last ones here.
All right, thank God. All right, here we go. To all the women on the who chose the bear, would you like to go on a date at the zoo? If you lean far enough over the railing, we can arrange that encounter for you.
Like the message is totally lost on that guy, right? Like it's like
it's semantics. It's
Send more
I don't think it's lost on him.
semantics.
I think we're men, and we know that if we were in the forest with another man who was trying to SA us or a bear, we'd still be in the forest with the man. Because because even as a woman, you being able to get away from a man who tried to do that is easier than getting away from a grizzly bear that can outrun you. That's the second. That's first thing.
a man can typically outrun a woman. Like we
For
know
sure.
this. It's not
For sure,
that we've
but you
seen
can
it
also
10
kick him in the
That's all
balls.
I gotta do.
There are ways out of it. There's thumb to the eyeball, knee to the nutsack. There are ways out. There's no way out of it with a bear. There's no way out of it with a bear. Okay, let me agree. Agreed. Let me ask you one other thing, because I want you guys, again, I want to prove this point. Actually, I'm going to make this a debate topic. If I ever get to Jubilee's asked me to come on, and I'm going to see if I can get this as a topic.
Yeah, they're going to ask you about
as you
UFOs.
increase the number of bears and men, as you increase the number of bears and men in the equation, as you increase the number of bears and men in the equation. So now it's 3 bears and 3 men, 4 bears and 4 men. Time out. 5 bears and 5 men, 10 bears and 10 men. Which would you rather have, 10 bears or 10 men? Please, hold on 1 second. What's the list? 10 bears and 10 men. Which one would you rather have, guys?
Yeah, it depends on those 10 men.
No. Again, if we're taking what's it called? Replacement level men, just average men. Replacement level men, average men. As you increase the number of men and bears, which becomes more dangerous?
If you're a single woman by yourself and you're increasing the
You're not
number
gonna
of
win
men,
no, because
I think it's actually more dangerous.
No,
I
it's
think more
absolute.
bears.
Again,
more
this is not debatable. The vast majority of men have not. The vast majority of men, number one, have not committed SA, and number two, would not commit SA in front of other men. This is absurd.
Yes, men do it all the time. If a man
The average again, you are. I am using rigorous statistics here. If the idea that there's 3 men, there's 3 men. One of them you don't know, and the other 2 are me and Rolo. We're not going to but in general, most men are not going to sit there and watch a third man commit SA on a woman in front of them.
If you've ever seen a man have another woman's body and not done anything about it, you're part of that.
I'm with you.
That's
That's a big difference between getting killed by a bear. That's a big agreed.
Grab a woman while security.
And you
just
should.
Sat there and watched.
You should.
And
There's no
other
problem
men
with it.
just sat there and watched.
I've hit a dude who's grabbed my girl's butt. So I'm with you. I don't have a problem with that. My problem is when we're talking about
that, yes, men will stand around and watch a woman get
the
sexually
vast majority. Again, this is not even a debatable point. The vast majority of men are not going to sit by in a forest and watch one dude SA a girl in front of the rest of them. This is utter and complete
the vast majority of
hokum
men will,
nonsense.
because we've seen the videos of it actually happening.
Commit SA.
What about that? One
This is
Komodo
absolutely fundamentally ludicrous.
What about that Komodo dragon thing?
Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. This is. Do you understand what I'm saying? As n approaches infinity, central limit theorem. As you get more and more men, the less. Because if what you were saying was true, then in society you literally would be getting SA'd every moment you were outside.
To literally create laws to protect women.
No, you
from
created
being
law.
SA'd
You
because
created
so
all.
many men
You
did
created
it.
laws because there were groups of men.
laws
It was the
because men do
groups
it,
of
yes.
men who literally
Men need to be
created the
legally
laws.
Taught that they cannot do certain things because otherwise they will do it.
Laws passed by men, correct? Because the majority of men do not think it is okay to grape a woman. And so if you increase the number of men, the likelihood of you getting graped is decreased. I will go to the fucking mattress on this one. I am 100% right about this. But this is the hill I will die on. As you increase the number of men, the men who are more likely, again, imagine something like that happening to you right now. Some dude comes here in the other room and just grabs one of you. You don't think that we're going to stop them? That is crazy.
I've been in a situation where it wasn't stopped.
I'm not saying that it never has happened, but it's you. The vast majority of men are not going to let
What
that
she's
happen.
saying is that she knows you and Rolo So personally, if it was the two of you, and
no.
Right.
We're talking
But
on a large
two
range.
Correct. And
random
as you
men
get
that we have
larger,
no idea who it is.
with two men, two men,
Happens
it's
at Access. I've watched it happen to women. At
but not
Marquee.
every
I've
hold on, but not
watched
every
it.
man, but not every man at Excess was facing in the same direction
No,
and
but
watching
enough
this.
men saw it and they did nothing.
Well,
And
again,
she did
but
it.
that's also
I know what
different
you
from
see
grape.
every
I agree with you.
single
That's also different from grape. That's also different from grape. That's
Okay.
also different.
So prevalent
All right.
in movies.
Let's table this conversation with the final thought, which is, if I saw you getting assaulted, I would go over and beat the living fuck out of that guy.
Yes, of course. Do you not understand that?
You know why? You know why? Because I know you and I love you.
as
And I'm right
individuals.
here for you, baby.
This is not on an attack on men as individual human beings. But you have to look at the data. Like the truth is that yes, men in large groups will do terrible things to women in large, massive groups, and other men will stand by and literally watch it. And that's just the fact.
Then
Not
you
all men, but
right.
yes, men.
Right, but
And we know they will.
But you
So I
keep
don't-
you keep
I
you keep
don't
you keep
understand your
missing
argument.
you keep
Your
missing my point.
argument is personal.
No, it's not. It's
We're
not. No,
talking
my
on a
no, my
general
personal.
large
My
scale.
argument is 100% statistical. As n approaches infinity in central limit theorem, there are more men who would not commit SA or grape than men who would. As you increase the numbers, there's no data that shows anything else. And as that number increases, the likelihood of the men who would not stop allowing the men who would to do it in plain sight in the forest decreases as well. That's my point. And the bear is going to kill you, and
Because
10
there's
bears is
consequences to
really
those
going to kill you.
actions, and that's the only thing stopping a lot of these men from behaving a certain
Yeah,
way.
the bear's not going to stop the other
Okay,
bear.
time for a palate cleanser for the last video of the show. Here.
Blue got his hair done today. Did you get your hair done today?
This is what brought me and Elizabeth together.
Yeah.
Our shared love for saving greyhounds.
He has 1.2 million views on one of his videos.
So shiny.
He has his odds. Blue has his own channel. There you go. Everybody,
I would
round of
rather
applause.
be in the forest with a greyhound. than a
I
man.
would rather be in a forest with a
If you like
greyhound as well.
sighthounds,
And then the
send a
last,
tip.
the last super chat. Great show as always. Roll up Mike and the opinions of the women on the panel. Thank you very much. Where are we doing tomorrow? What are we doing tomorrow night?
Okay, so guys, a couple
Yeah.
things. Babes in Toyland tomorrow night. If you guys want to come, we're doing it for Hounds for Heroes. They are training service animals for disabled veterans. We are just giving a flat donation to them. The tickets, I think you can get are $60 still to come.
Sahara, Las
There's
Vegas.
going to be 4 swimsuit competitions.
Yes.
It's going to be Medusa, Cake Pop. It's going to be Black Tape Project. There's going to be Ignite. And then there's going to be Paradise Beauty. And then there's going to be the Swimsuit USA preliminary first round or second round. And then we announce the finals. The finalists, the 2 finalists, end up getting a trip to go to the Dominican Republic, where we will have the finals there. And I'm going to live stream the finals this year. I actually am not going to be the host on stage. I'm going to be live streaming the finals and being a commentator for it. So that's the difference. If you guys are interested in Swimsuit USA, go to Swimsuit USA on Instagram, and you guys can join us. Absolutely, it's the only vacation I go on every year. Is I love going to do that. Number 2, I want to say this. I started doing live streaming. My team is just berating me nonstop. I'm sure she's sick of it. I do live streams 3 days a week now. Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 p.m. If you guys want to come on, first hour or so, we sit there and react to videos just like we do on Access Vegas, and then we cut off YouTube. We only go to Kick and Rumble, and everybody's allowed to jump on my live stream, and you can say whatever you want. I'm just not losing my YouTube channel for you weirdos. That's the only thing. But you guys are welcome to come on. So please join me on my live stream. We're going to do the next one's going to be Friday at 7. So you guys want to come to that on the 14th of August. We're going to be doing Girls of Summer swimsuit competition at Palm Tree Day Club. That one's going to be for, I believe, $8,500. I'm the host of that one as well. On the 29th or the 27th of August is going to be the Dallas Swimsuit USA preliminary. The 29th of August is going to be another Las Vegas Swimsuit USA preliminary at 8 Lounge inside of Resorts World. On the 30th of August is going to be Miss Beverly Hills Swimsuit USA preliminary. It's going to be at a very, very prestigious place in Beverly Hills that I cannot give you the address. And we have several more coming up. So if ladies are interested in competing, please message me.
We are lousy with bikini contests.
Yes. And then I don't want to see another girl in a bikini for years after this. This is it for me. I'm done.
Only fully nude.
Only fully nude. After this,
That's it.
this is gonna be like
Your
number 8.
grandfathered in.
This is gonna be
Yes.
number 80 for me. I'm done. I've done so many
Good
of
with
these.
it.
Awesome. Anything else?
That's it. I'll be at the Babes in Toyland tomorrow.
Yes.
That's at Sahara. It's at the pool at Sahara, and it starts at 9.
Yes.
And then we got Swim Week going on this whole week too. So we got a lot of things going on in Vegas right now. I got my shout out to my Reignite guys who are still here, which I can't fucking believe. And so thanks for sticking around. And ladies, thank you all for coming on the show today. It's actually was a fantastic show as a result. But
Thank you for having us.
Thank you
Thank
guys
you.
for coming on, and you too. All right, guys, that's it. We'll go
All right,
see you.
noted-
When are we coming back?
Myself, 14 days from now,
14
whatever that
days,
is.
yeah.
Somebody add 14 to the date.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. One more thing. Noted male feminist, Rollo Tomasi and myself. Make sure you check us out on YouTube, Instagram,
Yes.
Rumble,
And
whatever.
keep an eye on Sean Kelly's show.
Yeah, keep an eye on Sean. I debated Maverick Approach last Monday.
Uh-huh.
You tell me how I did. I think I won, but I think we lost. Anyway, I'll just go to that.
Yes, yes.
All right, guys. See you guys
Bye-bye.
in 2 weeks.